Allah, Allah, Allah.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of the TheGoodCastShow. So today's guest is arguably the most controversial figure we've ever had on this podcast. I'm very honored that he's actually decided to come on and accepted my invitation. So today is going to be a fun conversation. Now, to many people, he's a man who provides salvation to actually provide guidance when it comes to religion and religious teachings. But to others, he's a polarizing character. So who is he exactly? We hope that in this interview, we answer a question that he himself asks himself at a low point in his life. What exactly is his purpose? So without further ado, please welcome the amazing, the controversial, the polarizing, Mr. Firdaus Wong. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm great. How about you, Vinod?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Firstly, thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So I want to start with this. Are you an agent of chaos?
It depends how do you define chaos, right? If you define chaos as someone who just create controversy without any purpose, without the real and authentic purpose and good purpose, then I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not. But then if you say create chaos in a scenario where there's a lot of mischief, to create instability for those who create mischief, then maybe to say chaos might be the right words, or maybe not the exact word that we can use. Yeah. So
are you not concerned about the impact of your work?
Well, anyone who have an opinions, definitely they will have an impact, right? Anybody who do not want to be labeled as controversial, they should not have any opinions, right? I believe that people might disagree with you, people might disagree with me, and people might have disagree with certain guests on your show as well. So it depends on each other perspective, I believe. Yeah.
No, but you do say that, but oftentimes your name appears to be connected around very, very controversial as I mentioned, polarizing topics. For instance, the whole temple demolition, the Mart, you were accused, which you of course denied, of being part of that, the Mart issue a long time ago. So you are connected to, whether you want to or not, to very racially explosive issues. So with all of these things, considering also the statements you have made, your social media postings and all that, with all of that considered, what are you trying to achieve by these statements, by your actions? What's your goal here?
I believe that when we look into the right perspective, right, the weird things about how our community view things and their thought process is that if a certain thing, just imagine, if the things just change the person, my name, to any politician's name that our audience prefer, maybe a certain political party or certain political figure, just change my name to their names. What will happen to that issues? They might be supporting the issues too. They might say, oh yes, we should take care. We should take this thing seriously. Why?
Okay.
Because that thing was mentioned by a figure that they like, that they support, right? Now, but since that things is being brought up by me, maybe someone, an individual, they dislike, maybe. So it become negative. So sometimes the way how we view certain thing is not being very objective. It's very narrow-minded in the sense that we look at who is the carrier of the message. If the carrier of the message, okay, I don't like him. Whatever he say, whatever they do, I will view it in a very negative way. But if that things come from someone that I like or I support, well, psychologically, you tend to support them more. Although it can be the same issues, like you mentioned just now, right? Mart, this and that, right? Now, put it into other perspective. Did other political party, did other people, they bring out controversial issues too?
Yes, they do.
They do, but they receive support. Now, if
not from all, of course.
All,
yeah, definitely the people who oppose.
Right. So likewise, like what I did is that, okay, not all support, but the ultimate goal is not about getting people support. It's not about people to like me, which is normally I would use the words which I don't really care either people like me or not, because ultimately it's what is inside you, what is your real intentions. If your intentions is to uphold the constitutions and the law of the land, then let it be.
Okay.
People might dislike you. Just the same way, the police will arrest a criminal, but were the robbers, the criminal will like the police, they would like to enforce the enforcement officer, they would not like it. Well, we should not stop doing something just for the fact that, oh, they say a lot of things about you. You should stop. You should not do it. No.
I'm not saying stop though, but perhaps practice more caution, practice more restraint.
Yeah,
more elegance.
Again, elegance, cautions. is something which is very subjective, which is for me sometimes, maybe you can agree as well. If we say, oh, cautious, I might be cautious, but for you, no, you should be a bit more, toned down a bit more. Now, how much is toned down is considered to be toned down? Again, right? It's something that's very subjective. So coming back to that is that, what is our conscience? If your conscience is clear, you know what you're doing is right and correct. But of course, we are coming back to,
But are you
what
saying
is your
that,
yardstick?
No, but are you saying, because again, you have said this before in an interview with Victor Tan recently that you did.
Okay.
You said, and I quote, either we like it or we don't like it. People will have opinions about us regardless of what we say and what we do.
Yep.
Either they understand us or they don't understand us. People always have their own perceptions. And
Yep.
of course, the fact that I accepted your invitation to be on this podcast is not so much about to justify or to defend myself.
Yep.
Because for me, there's nothing for me to defend. You said this.
Yep.
But are you saying that you are infallible? That means you don't make mistakes, that you may not say the wrong things.
I believe that is like putting a word that I never say, that I'm saying that I'm infallible.
No, I'm not saying you said it. I'm asking
Yeah.
whether by saying this, are you saying that, implying
so
that?
for me personally, I would not go and justify, am I infallible? Did I say I'm infallible? Those are the words that I never use, so I would not address that things. But I have said what I've said in that podcast, so I stand by it. I stand by it. Just because someone say that, I want to speak up my mind, doesn't mean that they claim to be infallible. It's just that people will put words into your mouth, which is up to them.
No, I'm not saying that you. Firstly, I'm not saying that you said you're infallible. You never said that.
Yeah.
You never ever said that. But what I am referring to is that when you say that, because for me there is nothing for me to defend, you're almost implying that whatever you say or do is not defendable. It's never wrong. It's right. So that's what I mean.
I stand to be corrected. I think I have mentioned in that podcast as well. I stand to be corrected. If I say something wrong, I will say, okay, I encourage and I welcome people to correct me. But what you see is that in terms of the audience, the public and the netizens, oh, this guy again, whatever. Well, they didn't bring anything which is concrete, to accuse me. As if I just have to accuse you of being something. Like, for example, I accuse you of being a liar without me showing where did you lie, right? Which is, you just imagine that, if let's say every time you have to face that kind of accusation, you have to defend yourself. Are you a liar? Are you a liar? Hey bro, how many times I have to defend myself? No, that's why I say I don't have to defend myself, and I don't have any intentions to go to any podcast, to go to any interview to defend myself, because that is not an interrogations. If let's say it's an interrogations, then we have to do it in the court, right? Then I have the obligations to answer that in the court.
Yes.
But the one who accuse have to provide enough evidence to substantiate their claims or accusation first, before we can have a healthy discussion.
Fair enough. And again, I want to highlight, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying that you're infallible.
If you're accusing me, I won't be here.
Firdaus Wong, you did this.
Did I?
What, we don't know. Okay. So, but again, you do say that, but I think people like me can say that, because we are a small platform, a tiny platform compared to you. You have 620K followers on Facebook, 388,000 more followers on Instagram, 264K followers on TikTok. You are a big guy.
You really do a lot of research on me. I think you know more about me than I know more about you.
No, but and then when I see your posts on Facebook, they get a lot of engagement, shares, comments, hundreds, thousands of comments, right? So you are a person with a platform, whether you want to accept it or not. You are. But so do you not think, when you have such a powerful, big platform, that you are responsible to for the influence that you promote, that you must accept that what I say and do can influence the people who follow me?
Exactly. Actually, I agree with what you say, that the power to influence. And that is why I choose the power to influence positively. But again, up to people to perceive it as positive or not. I cannot change their perspective, and I don't have the intention to change their perspective.
Okay.
They themselves, they have to willingly to listen and process whatever that I say, whatever that I write, rationally, not emotionally. As simple as that. So, since you say that I have the platform, yes, I believe so that I have the platform, with the numbers that you have quoted, right?
Of course you do.
So I will not deny that. So that's why I choose to influence positively.
Okay, you say that. But again, when I look at your Facebook page and I look at the comments, right? So this is a post that you did, which we will get into, the rain rave event, which you posted many things.
Yep.
So this is just some of the comments. Of course, there's hundreds, there's thousands, right? But this is from Muhammad Izam Hassan, who works at Mindtech Education.
Okay, who is Izam? Please show up.
No, and I mentioned the name because
You're being quoted here?
There are, of course, bots and fake profiles. So that's why I mentioned the name and the work. He says, kerja nak ciplak kemudian jenamakan. Tak ada originality dan korbankan budaya yang terbina. Rasional dan toleran bukan kemajuan. Okay? That's one. Another post you shared titled Pemandu Mabuk Lagi. Ashraf Yahaya Al-Mubarak, who works as a real estate guy, said, sampai bila Muslimin dan Muslimat nak kena bunuh macam ini? It's almost as if his empathy and humanity is only channeled towards one faith, right? Siti Zoria Harun, again on that same post, who's retired formerly at KPM, said that Menteri kata mabuk boleh, bukan jenayah berat. Suatu hari family mereka mati dilanggar pemandu mabuk baru padan muka. Is this what you term as positivity?
Okay, again, I'm not going to justify whatever they have wrote or they have commented, right? Again, you can say about that, and it's easy just to pick one side and focus on that and amplify on it, right? Which is, this is what...
No, but a lot of the comments are negative. A lot.
Of course.
A lot.
But if we were to talk, again, I'm not here to justify their comments. It's up to them. They have to justify themselves, right?
No, but I'm not asking you to justify them. What I am implying is that perhaps could be that it is your words, it is your actions that inspire them, because now you are a man, you are a community leader.
But when you look into the entirely of my social media, right, it's easy just to pick one or two or few, which is sound controversial to some people. But if someone to be fair-minded, when you look into entirely what I have posted and the principle that I'm holding on, is that you will see that I'm very consistent in terms of my principle. What is my principle? My principle is justice. What is justice? Justice is beyond race, religion, and the skin color.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So, now, if we were to highlight, maybe this is in your questions as well. When you look into the recent incidents about this so-called a Facebook page which insulted the Sultan of Selangor, right? Okay, I can just choose to remain quiet. But what I did was, okay, I said this is a fake account. Why? Because the same profile came to my Facebook and commented the same thing with the same pictures, and I go and search. This guy, this profile, have 0 followers and 0 likes. But then the original one, okay, have around few thousand followers and like with the numbers, with their SSM numbers, everything's there.
Okay.
I even have screenshot. I even have done a screen recording on that. Now, if the goal is just to incite or instigate racial issues, why not just to choose to be quiet? It's much easier, right? But of course, there's going to be a backlash. But somehow, before anything, before even the police investigate and call the admin of the original page, I already stated that this is a fake profile. This is a fake profile. Now, that is number one. Number two, a few months before, about the Quran steppers.
Yeah.
Right? The guy, witness warrant.
Yeah.
Ryan witness warrant.
Yes.
Well, again, I have mentioned in my podcast with Victor, I said, do I have the options to be quiet, remain silent? I do. And let the Indian community to be bashed by people. But that's not my intention. If that is my intention, silence is the best option.
Okay.
But I don't. In fact, you see, the moment I make my first post, if I'm not mistaken, I have made 3 or 4 posts about that incident. That's it. And what happened was, I knew very well, the moment I make this post, there's going to be a backlash on me.
Okay.
Which I'm ready. And the backlash is not coming from the other side. The backlash is going to come from people who people perceive to be my supporters. But somehow, they go against me. They're going to criticize me. They're going to insult me. But for me, I'm willing to take the risk. Why? For me, well, if my principle is justice, then justice need to be served. Then I have to tell the truth. I cannot withhold the truth. So, knowing that, so I just post. And of course, the backlash. But of course, from there, you can see some non-Muslim also have some positive comment by saying, okay, I might disagree with you, but now you have done the right things.
What did you post?
I posted, I clear the air by saying that this guy, he become Muslim. He's a Muslim. How do I know? Of course, a lot of news media, they cover that, a plot twist where Firdaus Wong suddenly claimed that this guy, the Quran steppers, initially was a Hindu and then Christian, and now Firdaus Wong claimed he's a Muslim. Plot twist. So I wrote that, I say he's a Muslim. Of course, a lot of people question me, but I am that kind of person that so far, alhamdulillah, or praise to Allah, that I never post or say anything without evidence.
Okay.
So I know exactly what I do. Either I share the evidence with public or not is a different matter. It's a different matter.
But you did, like, you shared the screenshot.
And I shared the screenshot. I shared the screenshot. So of course, the things die down. And you can see that in terms of the temperature during that time, the racial tensions drop. Why? It's easy. It's easy for me just to let the temperature to increase and increase and increase, let it blow out of proportions, but I don't do that. Because for me, I stick to my principle. If you are right, you are right.
But you must question yourself. You must look in the mirror and ask yourself, why is it that these incidences always surround me? The KK Mart allegation, and then now you have this guy.
What are the
who's
allegations of the KK Mart? If you don't mind
that
to...
basically the socks was planted by you. That you were the one who, and you did it because of business competition. Because back then, I don't know whether back then, because you did come with a statement that you actually removed your shareholding in that company. But you were running a grocer, so because competition, that was the allegation which you denied. Fine, and that's an old issue.
No, it's not the allegations. I think there is a slander that I don't take further actions on that.
I know, but then you actually did deny it, which is fine. That's fine. That's the old thing.
No, it's not so denying. It's not so. It's about the failure. I know who did that, which I don't want to name them here.
Really? Why not?
I know who did that. I know who said that things. They even posted on that, and some of them even came on your show as well, which I refuse to name them here. Which is the failure of those people who accuse me to do proper research before they throw any accusations.
Of course, agreed.
Well, but nobody condemned them for that. Nobody condemned them, number one. Number two, the fact of the matter is, again, I'm not here to defend, right? The matter of the case is that, did KK Mart admit their mistake?
They did.
They did. So meaning,
times.
it's not my wrongdoing. It's not planted by me.
Of course, fair enough. I'm telling you, you deny. I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly. And this is thing that I don't tell. This is the first time I will share it in your podcast. Do you know that aftermath of that incident, Datuk Sri KK Chai, he personally called me. He personally called me and explained. He said, can you please, ask your people, ask the community, please stop the boycott. I told him, Datuk Sri, if you check my Facebook, I only posted once about that incident. And my statement is very clear. I say, I urge the authority to investigate. I am not the one who called for boycott. I never called for boycott. You can go back and check. You go back and check. No, I never asked people to boycott. You know who's the one who asked to boycott?
Saleh.
2 persons, Caprice and Akmal.
Okay.
Only 2. Did I? No. And in fact, Datuk Sri KK Chai, he invited me for the press conference where they, with the group of company, they apologized to the public.
Yes, twice they did it, yeah.
He invited me. But I never come up, because if I do all these things for popularity, I must have said, how much influence do I have, until Datuk Sri KK Chai have to call me to apologize, blah, blah, blah. I don't do that.
But again, there's
a lot of things that I don't justify. There's a lot of things that I don't want to explain to the public. Because,
no, that's fine. But yeah. I'm going back to the situation because since you have brought it up, actually, I was not going to touch on KK Mart at all,
Yeah.
but since you brought it
No
up.
worry.
You not going to that press conference,
Yeah.
isn't that a missed opportunity for you to appear to be a peacemaker or a peacekeeper? For example, another opportunity that sort of was kind of surprising was when Decam Loads publicly apologized to you for that when he posted your picture together with Zamri Vinod saying that you guys are calling for that guy, Ryan, I think his name, right? The one who stepped on the Quran, to be forgiven. I thought, okay, that's a nice thing that you're saying, okay, look, this boy made a mistake. We all condemn that action, but let's forgive him and move on. But then you asked him, but then he apologized to you publicly for saying that.
I think it's two different issues and two different magnitudes.
No, it is. But why not you take the role of a peacemaker?
Okay, number one, you see, when you come from the point of why don't I appear? But have you come from the first point by asking me a question? Are you available on that day? Do you have any program first?
Okay, so it's a scheduling issue.
No, you see,
okay.
That is where the stereotype come in, right? This is happening live right now,
Okay.
where it's true. I didn't appear, and I say I didn't attend the program. It's true. I didn't attend that press conference. It's true. But before you ask me by saying, don't you think that is a good opportunity? Why don't you appear? But before you ask, why don't I appear? Why don't you ask me, okay, do you have any other commitment before that make you couldn't appear? You can have a positive and we say good thought. about me absent. But you choose to immediately jump into that by saying, oh, why don't you appear? This is, you can show that you are a good person, blah, 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 right? But somehow it comes, but it's okay. I'm fine with that.
No, why not make a statement after that? Once you're free, make a video or a
as far as I
post
say,
saying that I
the
forgive
reality
them.
is there is a lot of things that I don't want to tell people, and there's no need for me to justify.
Okay.
Because as much as we try to justify, what's going to happen is people going to keep on justifying and keep on attacking you, and you have no time to do your own things until you have to keep on explaining yourself. For me, it's very simple. People who really know you, people who are rational, they do not need your justification or rational, right? Like for example, just an example. You might have a good friend. We all have a good friends. Those who are very close to us, not only good friends, but really close to us.
Yeah.
Now, just out of nowhere, you ask them, bro, I need 10K. They are close to you. What they will say?
Okay, sure. If they have the money, they'll give.
They will say, when do you need it?
Yeah.
You want me to transfer to which account? Would they ask you, why, bro? Why you need that money, bro? You crazy? No. Why? People who really know who is enough, he know your value. If let's say you are a liar, bro, don't say 10,000. Even you want to borrow 1 ringgit also, hey, main jauh-jauh lah.
Yeah.
But 10,000 is a huge amount. And I
Yeah.
purposely say the 10,000. Why? Because people who really know you will not question you, will not ask for your justification. They know, okay, you need 10,000. Okay, this guy Winoff, he never asked me for 10,000 before, but now he suddenly asked me for 10,000. He must have a reason, and he might have a lot of things that he's thinking of. So I'm not going to bother him with all these things. As a friend, I have that 10,000, I will borrow it to him.
Okay,
As
fair
simple
enough.
as that,
Yeah.
right? So for me, I don't want to justify, because haters going to hate, and they will keep on looking at the loophole of what they can manipulate and keep on attacking you, and which is, I'm not playing that game.
No, but to be honest, Firdaus, I'm not attacking you, yeah?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the netizens.
Yeah, but again, I don't think you can fall back on that that reason, because you have become an ambassador of your faith.
Yeah.
And so the way you carry yourself matters, because whatever you do impacts the perception of your faith, right? And I mean, on this podcast, we've had many conversations with Muslims, many.
Yep.
Like lost count. In fact, we have few more engagements. We're going to discuss about ruling the country using Islamic principles. We do that all the time.
Yeah.
But when you don't take the role of being a peacekeeper, again, I'm not bothered about what the netizens say. We don't care about them, right? As you say, everybody has their opinion, a right to an opinion.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing. Shouldn't you now take moves to be a peacemaker, to say, okay, look, to instead of always instigating, sometimes practice restraint, sometimes be merciful, sometimes be, practice humility.
Humility, sometimes we can say humility is not what you say. Humility is what you practice. And practice is what you see through dealing with the person day to day, not on their public persona. That's why personality is coming from the root word of Latin, persona, which is the mask, right? Right now, we are in front of camera. We might have a mask in front of us. We can say good things, but behind, are you really the same person, right? So for me, humility is not what people say about you in public, what the public say about you, because they do not know the real you. So that's why I don't justify. There's no point. You just imagine, just imagine after this podcast, I go on my Facebook and I say, I'm someone who is humble. You think what people are going to say? People are going to say that this guy is humble bragging, man, bro.
No, but you don't have to say you're humble.
No, exactly. So humility is not something that, we say about ourselves. It's about how we carry ourselves on a daily basis and with people that deal with us. People have faced us, deal with us. Now, when you talk about restraint, people talk about restraint as if that you should perform that restraint in your public discourse, in your public work. But they do not define the word restraint by saying that there are many things that this guy or this person can say and can do, but yet he chooses not to do, but yet we do not see that as a restraint.
Okay, of course.
Right? So, again, it comes back to the words, it comes back to the definitions. How do you see that words itself? If you choose, like for example, I can say, hey, you should do more of this. Bro, the fact that I'm not doing it is a restraint by itself. Do I have to tell people that I'm restraining myself? It's like, luckily, this sofa is holding me. I'm restraining myself from beating you. No. The fact that we are sitting here, we're having a peaceful conversation.
Yeah.
Peace. Again, how do we achieve peace? A lot of people say they want peace. Of course, I love peace too, and I want peace too, and Islam means peace too. But how peace should be and can be achieved, and the most misused word so far, that as far as I know, I stand to be corrected here, is the word harmony, right?
You don't believe in it?
I believe in it. I'm a strong believer in it. But how do you define harmony?
I think everybody just living happily together, being able to mingle,
No,
being able
okay.
to talk and
Mingle,
work together.
happily together. I agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree with you, we not. But now, example, if we talk about harmony, right? Happy together. Again, happy is very subjective. Some people say money is not everything, but some people who have no money, they will say, no, money is everything for me.
Yeah.
So happy is another thing. But when you talk about harmony, okay, living together, can we achieve total happiness in this world? I don't think so, and I don't believe so. That because this is a dystopia, it's not utopia. Number one. Number two, harmony is how do you achieve harmony? Okay, by tolerate. Now, what is tolerate? Tolerate is not really mean that I have to accept every single thing. I accept the reality that this is who you are, this is who I am. As long what you do and what I do not go against the constitutions and the law, then let it be. But of course, there will still be disagreement. But the thing is that the problem is that we amplified this disagreement to become a racial issue, to become a religious issue. That is where the problem is.
No, but I think I've heard you say this before as well. But falling back on the Constitution negates one very big thing, is that at the end of the day, we are humans. And we when there are other things that are not mentioned in the Constitution, for example, the way, when you talk about harmony, the way we handle one another, I'm not a fan of the word tolerant. I'm not tolerant of a Muslim. I'm accepting of him.
Yeah.
For instance, I'm accepting of his way of life. And I know I live around. For example, I'll give you one very simple example. Friday.
Yeah.
Every Friday, because I like to be around the area of Brickfields and Bangsa. Every Friday, the entry of Bangsa is jammed. I have never once in my life gone, yeah, you see jam. I just know that's their life now. They have to pray, right? In Brickfields, every day, one day a year, you cannot enter Brickfields. It's a gridlock.
Oh, what happened?
Because they have a Buddhist celebration. I think it's during the birth of
Mahavihara?
Buddha.
Mahavihara
Yeah,
temple?
Mahavihara.
Yeah.
They'll do a march.
Okay.
They'll walk, and the whole Brickfields, everyone just park the car. Malay, Chinese, we just park the car, just accept it.
I agree with you,
Yeah, so that's harmony.
You see, that's harmony. Exactly. Sometimes the word tolerate and harmony is being interchanged and intertwined as if it is the same. It's not the same. Sometimes I cannot tolerate you. Honestly speaking, I cannot tolerate you. But I respect your
don't want
right as a
anything to
human
you.
being. Just an example. Okay, don't cut this and make
I've been nothing but nice to you, Firdaus. What did I do?
Example, Vinova. Okay, I don't want to put other people on the spot.
Sure.
I put myself.
Sure.
As an example. No, I cannot tolerate you. Just an example. I cannot tolerate you. But I accept the fact that you have the right to coexist with me in this beautiful country.
Okay.
Number one. I also believe in your right that's stipulated in the Constitution to practice your faith, to do this, to do that. I cannot tolerate that. Likewise, there might be a non-Muslim who cannot tolerate traffic jam on every Friday, where the Muslims sometimes they park 3-4 layers, which I have mentioned that and I have advised the Muslim in my social media multiple times. Please.
No, but that's not the Muslim fault. That's because poor town planning.
Again,
but pray lah, it's
yeah.
okay. Friday, it's fine.
Or maybe some people cannot stand the sound of azan. Okay, they cannot stand. Can they tolerate? No, they are not tolerating. They just say, okay, I have to accept the fact that okay, they're the majority. They stipulated. I cannot tolerate this sound, and that's why some people they choose when they buy property, they want to ask, where is the closest mosque and the surau here, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
I used to be a non-Muslim, so I ask the same questions too.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock by the
want to
azan.
sleep. Yeah,
Okay,
by the
as a
azan,
non-Muslim.
yeah.
Right? So that's why they ask. They cannot tolerate. That's why they choose to stay in an area where further away from the mosque, from the surau, from the azan. Okay, I understand that. Can they tolerate? They cannot tolerate. That's why they choose to stay away. But they accept. They're not voicing out their grievance publicly, which might cause a bit more chaos, as they say. Right?
But on a moral ground, because I think what you're sort of alluding to is that there are bad apples in every community lah. There are Indians who there are Muslims who don't like when a temple bell rings. You have that, right?
Yeah,
but I've never met those Malays. I've never met them, Muslims. So we are all fine, we're okay. But the question to you is that feeling that I tolerate, although I don't like the sound of azan and all that, is that wrong?
It depends on individual.
No, but is it wrong? Is it right or wrong?
No, it's right. It's right. It's their right.
It's right.
It's right.
How can that be right? You are being ignorant.
Okay. No. Okay, when you say, I don't like these things, you tolerate. You cannot tolerate.
Huh?
But you respect their right. You respect their right.
No, but the act of not being able to tolerate, is that right or wrong?
Okay, if you were to say that, right, can you tolerate criminal?
No, that's not. That's an apples and oranges comparison. We're talking about religion here. We're talking about the azan. How can you compare that to criminal?
As I say, if you say tolerate, I cannot accept that. I don't like it. Because why? Some people don't like it based on their moral principle of their guiding principle. What is their guiding principle? They have their own religion. Some religion can accept, some religion cannot accept. We accept that fact.
Which religion cannot accept the azan?
No. I'm just saying in general. I'm not talking about azan. I'm not talking about azan. I'm just giving an example of azan.
No, I'm sorry, because I have disagreed, because all religions don't say anything about it.
You see, when I give the example of azan, I'm just giving one example.
Okay.
There can be a lot of differences. There can be a lot of things that we could not accept as an individual, regardless of what faith that we practice, right? So, but yet you respect their right to practice. You respect their right to practice. Okay? You respect their right to practice. As simple as that. Then we move on. And this is what Malaysia has been all about for the past close to 70 years. Right? This is what Malaysia has been all about. So we don't really have to keep on using the word tolerate. You see, I have an issue. This is where my issue is. And I've been very consistent with this. Example, either you agree or not is a different matter. You know, in Malaysia, as a Muslim, we have what they call as a fatwa.
Of course, yeah.
And of course, I can see a lot of comment as well, talking about, this fatwa, they make fun of it, though they do not belong to it as a Muslim. Okay, fine. I saw that. Now, the thing is that, there are differences of opinions when it comes to certain ruling, even in any other faith. I dare to say so. As a student I'm not a scholar, as a student of comparative religion, I would say in almost every religion, there is a differences of opinion in a lot of matters.
Of course.
Even in Hinduism, in Christianity, in Buddhism, you have different school of thought, you have different denominations.
Within that faith.
Within the faith.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not talking about interfaith, intra. Now, example, in Malaysia, we know, okay, there are people who follow the ruling of you cannot wish Merry Christmas, for example. Okay? Merry Christmas. Of course, you have a fatwa that say, okay, it's permissible. Now, it's like two. We make it two. Some people want to follow this fatwa, which is legitimate. Another person, they want to follow this fatwa, which is legitimate too. But the problem is, what is so much of a big hoo-ha when a Muslim refuses to wish someone Merry Christmas? Why make it such a big hoo-ha?
Because it's being politicized. Because when you focus on simple things like wishing Merry Christmas, you remove the attention from the fact that, and let me just say this, you remove the attention from the fact that Islam was credited as the reason for the birth of the Renaissance in Europe. Many centuries ago.
I agree.
Islam is a scientifically advanced religion. Islam is given us a lot of inventions. Today, paper was introduced by Islamic traders. So when you focus on
algorithms, everything, right?
So a lot of things. So why focus on that?
Coffee. Ashwin, he like coffee.
Yeah, me too.
Without the Muslim discover
We
coffee,
will not have
Ashwin, you don't have the coffee. Even toothbrush too.
So all of it. But what my point is, if you're not focusing, you're focusing on Merry Christmas, which is just a celebration. It's a commercial thing.
That's why.
Why not focus on the bigger thing?
That's why we not. Big things for you, small things for you might not be a small things for other people. This is where we come to respect. Now, this is where we come to respect. Is that, okay, living in a multicultural society like in Malaysia, I understand there are people who are like this, there are people who are like that. This is what we talk about pluralism. Pluralism is not so much. Of course, there are two definitions of pluralism. One is that accepting all religions are the same and all religions lead to the same path and to the truth, to the salvations, which as a Muslim, I deny that and I reject that. But there is another pluralism which I embrace totally, in total. What is the pluralism that we are talking about? The pluralism that we are talking about, that me as a Muslim, I don't want to represent everyone.
Yeah, sure.
If not, then you will have some people who comment that, hey, since when I allowed you to represent me? Okay, I don't want to represent them. Okay. Now, the pluralism that I embrace in totality is that the pluralism that to accept the fact that we are multi-religious, multicultural, and we want to live in peace and harmony. Simple as that. Meaning, I have to accept your differences and my differences. Now, should I be angry if let's say I serve or maybe I invite, which I don't want this to happen, and I hope nobody will do this, which is you can just imagine what's going to happen if let's say the Muslim coming Idul Adha, they invited a Hindu minister or politician to come and officiate the ceremony of Korban.
Is that wrong?
What do you think? What will happen?
No, of course it wouldn't. It wouldn't make. I wouldn't say wrong, but it wouldn't make sense. It's same thing if a Hindu festival you invite. I'm like, what?
No, exactly.
Yeah, but there's
exactly.
nothing wrong in it. But I'm just like, why?
But
yeah.
it's like people might come and say, "Wow, these Muslims are so insensitive. How can you invite a non-Hindu politicians or public figure to come and officiate this ceremony where you're going to slaughter the cow, which is for the Hindu is a sacred animals? This is not a respect, man. Now, out of respect, we don't invite him.
Of course.
Now, but so far, Alhamdulillah, you don't see any Muslim so far as far as I know. We stand to be corrected. Because sometimes in every community, you have bad ships, right? You have a black ships. No, but so far, you don't see the Muslim, when it comes to this kind of celebration, they invite the Hindus, politicians, or the Hindu community to come and celebrate together.
Of course, you serve beef, so.
Exactly. Serve beef, or maybe you have to slaughter the cow. So likewise, why can't the same, based on that the same religious sensitivity, why can't the same being respected to those Muslim, a group of Muslim who choose not to wish Merry Christmas?
No, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying everybody has a freedom of choice. They can choose if you feel that you don't want to wish celebrate Christmas, fine. You don't. It's fine. It's up to you. That's your faith, right? But my thing is I'm talking about the people such as from your group who are the ambassadors of the faith. I think a more constructive way and a better way for the religion is to focus on the amazing things that Islam has done. Talk about how we can govern the country better using Islamic principles. Talk about the efficiency of zakat, the concept of zakat. Talk about these, and Islam has a lot of principles that, me being a leftist, right? Like for example, zakat is sort of like a socialist principle. It's a redistribution of wealth. Focus on that and how relevant Islam is. Why not that? And to me, I think that will be a better. And just to move forward a bit on this next question, do you think it is to achieve harmony, to achieve the pluralism that you talk about, it would be better to focus on the commonalities between each faith as opposed to the differences?
Yeah, commonalities and follow the constitutions and the law of the land, as simple as that.
What does that have to do with... If we have a conversation now, yes, if you don't, so for example, I tell you, I said, do you know
see,
that
what happened today is that people use the word peace and harmony coexist in a peaceful way, in a harmony way, but while neglecting the fact that, okay, someone have to sacrifice something, their own principle.
Why? I don't understand. Why?
Okay, simple. Okay, I give you an example. If we talk about, now, if me, I refuse to participate in any celebrations, is that wrong on my end?
That's not wrong. That's up to you.
But okay, of course, I appreciate your answer. But when you see on the social media, what the general public will say?
I mean, everybody has an opinion.
Try not to deny it.
I'm not denying it. People, there are bad apples. There are people who will be ignorant and say stupid things.
But those comments are being highlighted, and
of course,
those comments are being highlighted, and those comments are being made mainstream.
Okay, yeah, because it's just the way the world is. Yeah.
Okay, it's being made mainstream as if Muslims do not belong to this modern world. Just because I refuse, because I choose this religious fatwa, which is legitimate for me to follow, but while they're asking us to respect, our sensitivities, our religious sensitivities, but yet, why don't the same principle they apply by respecting my choice in following the principle that I'm following?
That's fine. Go ahead.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Exactly.
But that's not my question. My question is, why not focus on the commonalities? Why always the differences?
Focus on the commonality. But what really binds us today? What really binds us in Malaysia today? We're not.
Bind us is our constitution, is our
exactly.
law of the land.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
that's
but
what I say.
You by saying what binds us is the constitution. And again, I want to this be the last. Then we move on to the next segment, because we seem to be going around this. But when you say
because this conversation is very exciting.
No, I think we can do 3 hours if we could.
That's why Victor Tans have the conversation with me is around 2.5 hours.
Let's beat that. No, but again, when you fall back to the constitution, you say, no, that's the law of the land. It sounds a very dispassionate type of claim, because what about compassion? What about being respectful? What about being inquisitive? There are many Muslim scholars in the past who have written books about their interpretation of Hinduism, but they are still Muslim. I've interviewed Syed Farid Alatas, who talks very well about different faiths, but he's a Muslim. He writes a lot. He talks a lot about Islam and all this. What is so wrong about celebrating commonalities?
Like you say, the person who opened up Constantinople for the Muslim is Sultan Muhammad Al-Fatih.
Yeah.
Now, is he known as a scholar?
Not to my knowledge.
He's not. He's not a scholar. But yet he's being known as someone who opened up Constantinople, which is Istanbul today. Now, meaning every Muslim, no, I don't want to speak for other religions. Every Muslim, they have their role to play. You have some people who are scholars who are specializing in studying about certain disciplines, because the disciplines of knowledge in Islam is so vast, right? That you have the usul fiqh, you have maqasid sharia, you have so many things. You have the political side, you have the economic side, you have so many things. So now, for me, I know my place. And my place is not on the scholarly part. It's not on the scholarly part, right? So my place is more on the activism part. My place is
What
more
are
on
you
the activism.
activism about?
As I say,
What are you fighting about?
Upholding the constitutions and the law of the land.
True? How? How are you doing that by your actions?
What have you seen? You have done a lot of research about me, so obviously you can see that. Unless you could not see that, unless you
No, but
choose not
please
to see
explain,
that.
because if I go by social media posting, I don't see that
no,
much. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just stating an obvious point.
Yeah,
my
no
opinion.
worry. Again, because just like a psychological part, when we choose to buy a certain brand of a car, out of sudden we can see a lot of the same car
Yeah.
appear. Although the same car is there all this while, but we didn't see it. But right now our brain choose to see. So that's why I say we choose to see what we want to see. It's not that things doesn't exist. It's just that we choose not to see it. So that's why I would rather than answering those questions, seems like I'm justifying. I think I don't have to justify. People want to follow me, they follow me. And I never ask people, you must follow me. If not, you are this, you are that. So if they want to find
No,
the
but
truth,
Firdaus, I'm not asking you that. That's the thing. I'm not talking about that, right? I agree with you that you will do what you want to do, and how people view you is up to them.
Yeah.
We can't. I can't control the reactions to this interview. I can't control anything.
Yeah.
I can only control myself. But what I'm asking is, you talk about a lot of tolerant and respecting my faith and respecting my differences and all that. I wonder, my questions too, number one is, why aren't you focusing on the commonalities? Because, for example, like say if we compare Hinduism and Islam, one of the commonalities, just top of my head now, is that both of us have the concept of shurga and
but there is
Naraka, sorry. So, but of course, the way is for us, it's a bit different, because we believe after your soul dies, you go to either Shorga or you go to Naraka, which is mentioned in our Garud Puran, before you go back into the cycle of life. Whereas for Islam, that's the end, right? So but the concept is there. So you see, if I talk to you now, people are like, oh wow, really? Yeah. Okay, there's something, but that doesn't make me less of a Hindu. That doesn't make it less of a Muslim. It makes us have a constructive conversation.
Do you read my articles about all these commonalities?
No, I did not.
Which we have published at least no less than 100 over articles about the commonalities. We do. And it's just that people refuse to see it.
Okay.
As simple as that. If let's say...
No, but you yourself now, in your answers, you're not talking about commonalities. You're talking about differences. You're highlighting differences. You're not saying that... No, you just said it. You said that, you should respect my right to not go for something. You should respect the differences and all that. But I'm saying...
What is common there? The common there is the guiding principle. It's about respect, right?
Yeah, respect, definitely.
But respect cannot be only one-sided. Respect cannot be, I am the one that need to respect, but when it comes to my right, there's no respect needed. No, I'm not talking about that. I always upholding the commonalities. If you look at all those articles that we have published, as I say, no less than 100 over articles that we have published. Okay, even when I write about my book, okay, China Kiasu or Kiasi. Well,
awesome title, by the way.
No, people just, again, we always say, it's nice to say this, that don't judge a book by the cover. But somehow, people, they never read my book, but they just say, oh, you see, this China, you see, he's criticizing his own people again. Wait. Have you read my book? It's over It took me years to write the book, which is around 500 over pages, and you just judge it based on the cover and you say, no. But in fact, I'm not here to promote the book. In my book, I am encouraging, because the target audience surely will be Muslim, right? About the commonalities that the Chinese culture and the Chinese philosophy with the Islamic cultures.
Of course.
Of course, when we talk about Kiasu, people will have a negative perception. Oh, Kiasu, this Chinese. Of course. But look at what I say about Kiasu in the book. Look at what I say about Kiasi in the book. Look at that. Read. If they read it, if they disagree, tell me. I'm fine with that. But they will realize that I speak a lot of good things about that practice. again, the same kiasu and kiasi have a different interpretation, depends
Okay.
on the context. But what I choose to do is that to tell them this is the interpretations. This is the interpretations. And in fact, I bring up, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory didn't fail me, no less than 20 proverbs of the Chinese proverb, which is similar to the Islamic context. Is that commonalities? Is that similarity?
But that's race and religion. It's not religion and religion.
Race and religion, because Chinese, you see, when people talk about Chinese, I'm a Chinese too. Although people deny, oh, fine, I have no problem with that, up to them, which I'm not here to.
I can endorse he is a Chinese. I mean, I'm sitting right here.
Even people who accuse me not being Chinese enough, they might not be able to speak Cantonese and Mandarin like me.
Oh, you can speak both Cantonese
I
Mandarin.
can speak Hakka, I can speak Hokkien too.
My goodness.
Okay? So people who accuse me of not being Chinese enough, just because for the fact that they eat pork, that I don't eat pork, to make them more Chinese. But somehow they feel that I can speak Cantonese fluent than them. In fact, when I go to Hong Kong as well, people will say, are you from Hong Kong? Why your Cantonese is so good? I don't think my Cantonese is good, but somehow they appreciate, okay, fine, alhamdulillah. So coming back to that, where are we just now? You see,
No,
you detoured to the pork issues.
No, okay, fine. But let's move forward, because by the way, we spent 1 hour talking. We only finished 5 questions. So
How many questions do you have?
40, I think.
Then you have to make a few other episodes.
No, fair enough. Okay, let's
because
move on.
you limit your podcast to only 1 hour.
No, we can do more. Don't worry. So okay,
Victor, he gonna beat your podcast.
yeah. So in your pamphlet, you have a pamphlet that I saw that you give out when you do your public engagement. The pamphlet is called "Say No to Racism," right? And thank you for sharing, by the way.
Yeah.
You shared with me.
Yeah.
Now in it you say righteousness is the only quality that comes virtuous in the sight of Allah, not race, skin color, lineage, or country.
Yeah.
Now within the context of Islam, righteousness means, and please correct me if I'm wrong, living in a way that is morally upright, sincere, just, compassionate, and obedient to God.
Yeah.
It is not only about rituals and outward showings. Islam teaches that true righteousness combines faith, character, intentions, and actions.
Yeah.
Have your actions, whether alleged or connected to you or what you have said, inspired righteousness among your followers?
Is my actions?
Yeah.
Well, you have to ask them.
Okay, fair enough.
I cannot answer.
But let's do.
I think the same way can be asked about, did your podcast really inspire them? You have people who like it and don't like it.
No, but when you see the comments, you must feel that things should be better. You are not a normal person. You are somebody of a respected person. You are an influencer. I don't mean that in a lifestyle sense. You're a religious ambassador. You must see that, okay, I should change my way. So I should inspire better behavior.
How if I were to tell you, just how if, that I have to tell you that wherever I go, I will have people stop me and thanks me and say that they have become a better Muslim because of me, because of what I have said, because of what I have done, that inspired them to be a better Muslim.
Okay.
But those are the things that I don't share. But because that sounds like a humble bragging. But since to answer your question, those things do happen.
But okay, but again, I want to go back to the comment section again. Let's go straight to the horse's mouth.
Can we not asking about the comment section, because comment section is beyond me. I would prefer that you ask me about the thing that I say that I do, rather than the things that people say that I do that is beyond, like you say, beyond your control, right? How people perceive you is beyond your control, is beyond my control. What people choose to say, of course, we can choose the same thing from others' news portal.
But okay, but is that an admission from you that your actions, your actions or whatever you say or you put forth on a public platform, you not concern yourself on how it may inspire and influence people?
The best that I can do, Winov, is that whenever I write something, for some people, when they read my post, is that it might take them less than a minute to read my entire status. But what they didn't know is that sometimes it took me hours to write the post. Why? I have to consider from every angle to make sure this is, for me, number one, Islamically correct. It must be Islamically correct.
Of course, yeah.
Right? So Islamically correct, then we're talking about the legally correct as well. It should be legally correct as well. So that before I put up.
Do you consider whether it may offend? It may hurt? It may incite?
I can't stop people from feeling offended because it's a feeling. I can feel offended with everything people say. But sorry to say, that sounds a bit irresponsible, right? You have a platform. You have hundreds of millions of people following you. No,
what you say has a consequence.
You can say sound irresponsible, but will other people consider my feeling before they write anything because they believe that's the truth? There's right things to do.
But to be fair, on your personal social media, your accounts, nobody writes anything against you. They all support what you say, but they support it in using negative terms.
But at least I'm better than some of your guests who appear here. That I don't limit my comment to my followers. Some of your guests here only limit the comment to those people who support them. They do not even allow people who criticize them, who insult them. But yet you can see in my comment section that people insult me, people criticize me a lot, right? You can see that, right?
In your comment, I did not see. I saw people, a lot of majority of them supporting you.
Of course. But at least my social media is open to all.
Okay.
But unlike some of your guests, which I don't want to name, choose to limit only to the fans. And they don't allow criticism in their own social media. So in terms of being liberal, I think I'm more liberal, man.
I mean, fair. I mean, the fact that you are here itself, I think, shows that you're very liberal and open to discussion, I love. Yeah.
I open to discussions with people like you that rational, that we can talk. We can disagree, but we still have a very respectful conversation.
Of course,
but
of course.
Because I believe that after this podcast ended as well, I believe that we still have things that we will not be able to agree on, which for me is fine.
It's
this
fine.
This is what the conversation is all about.
It's fine, completely fine.
And this is what I encourage the public to do. I discourage people from having a closed door where we just talk from our end, we close the door and then throw anything and then let it go. No, for me, no. For me is that we have to talk about it. How uncomfortable it is, we have to talk about it.
But again, you say that, okay, and I do believe you, because the fact that you are here proves that to me, right? But then again, a lot of the comments, and I know you don't want to talk about comments, but you have to see, you have to understand that some of them are very closed door. Some of them appear to put labels on people, use very insightful, insensitive, disrespectful terms. Where they are not attacking what a person said, they are attacking the person, the identity of that person.
After this podcast ended,
you're going to delete all your comments.
No. I'm not going to delete the comment.
Kidding.
But most of the time, I do read the comments. Most of the time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay, number one. Number two, do you know those people who've been blocked by my admins in my Facebook page? Majority of them with the account name of a Muslim. Majority are being blocked by me is from the Muslim.
Why do you block them?
No, for me, I have my rules. No accusations, no insult. You can check on YouTube as well. I have made a lot of comments and public statement. I don't agree with Muslim calling. Even I talked to Cikgu Chandra as well. I disagree when he's called the Indian community as bottle kicap. I disagree with that. Well, I can choose to be silent. I disagree when Muslim call the Indian keling, paria. I disagree. Why? Because for me, when we already advise you not to say this, and you keep on repeat the same thing, I will block you. Or you write a vulgar words in my comment sections, the admins have the right to just block.
Okay, fair enough.
For me, either you're Muslim or non-Muslim doesn't matter to me. For me, I have my principle.
The way you behave.
It's the way how you behave. That's why most of the people, majority of people that I block in my social media are Muslim.
Okay.
That's the fact that I want to show you. It's nothing to defend pun. It's more about my principle. It's just about my principle. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Regardless you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, I don't care.
So are these people that you block people who...
I don't know either they are fake account or...
No, it's not that. My thing is, what they write, they may include vulgar words and all that, but are they in support of what you say, or are these majority of these comments people accounts people who criticize you?
I have to check with my admin because most of the time they are the one who block.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I already give them a principle where if you see people inciting racial issues, because as a Muslim, no racism as you say just now. Okay, when they start to label other race, stop. Then you have to block them. You have to give a comment and tell them, please delete, please stop this, don't do this. If they keep repeating, okay, then we will block.
Okay, so since you said okay, fine. Since you don't want to talk about individual comments, then let's move forward then.
Yeah, because if not, it's not going to end.
It's not going to end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I want to go back to your pamphlet. So a very interesting belief or a statement made in the pamphlet was, boasting about lineage and ancestors is forbidden in Islam.
Yeah.
Since all people descended from Adam and his wife, no one is better than anyone else because of the family they were born in or the status they inherited. The only criterion is superiority in faith and religious deeds. Does this mean that you as an individual or your organization does not believe in the concept of race? Does not believe that, for example, like are you saying that the our communities, such as the Malays and all that, should abandon their heritage and their identity?
I believe that you have misinterpreted that sentence.
Okay.
Because that sentence doesn't say that you cannot be identified as a race. Example, clearly in the Quran, the same chapter that you read just now, Surah Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 13. Okay, Ya ayuhannas inna akramakum indal. Okay, Ya ayuhannas, all mankind, you are being created from a male and a female, and Allah created you, okay, into a different tribes, different tribe and race,
So that you may know one another.
so you may know one another. Now, do I choose to be born as a Chinese? No, I don't. You're born as an Indian? No, you don't. Malay? No, they don't. Nothing wrong to be identified as a Chinese Muslim, as an Indian, as a Malay, as a Sabahan, whatever. No problem with that. The problem with racism is that if you look into the dictionary's definition, is that racism is that when you claim your race is better just by the virtue of you being born into the race. Me as a Chinese, I'm better than the Indian. Why? Because I'm fairer. No, you can't. But come on, bro. This skin color is not
Beautiful.
It's not from you.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yeah.
But the Indian might say, no. You know, my darker skin, tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah,
Come on,
exactly.
man. Of course, you are taller than
love
me.
it.
So by that virtue, you cannot say because I'm a Chinese, I'm better than you. Because you are Indian, you are better than you. Because you are Malay, you are better. No. That is what the words mean. That there is no superiority when it comes to race and your lineage. Just because, my father is so and so. Who cares about your fathers? Because ultimately, on the day of judgment, Allah will not ask, what is your father's? What is your lineage?
I agree with that. But
it's about your pieties.
No, but you must understand that when you say this thing in the Malaysian perspective, it's almost like an affront to things like NEP. It's almost an affront to the special privilege to the Malays. It's almost an affront to the Bumiputra concept because you are saying all races are equal. That means all these concepts are wrong.
Okay, again, when we say, I didn't say that all races are equal whatsoever. I'm just saying in terms of boasting the superiority.
No, but if we all come from Adam, then we are the same.
Okay, exactly. I know where you're going into. You're going into the NEP issues, blah, blah, blah. We can talk about that, no problem. I'm not
Just having
someone...
a bit of fun here.
Can. Because I'm not someone who run away from all these issues.
Okay. So basically you're saying that...
I have addressed these issues as well.
No, but so you're saying that based on this pamphlet, based on this thing, right? You said no one is better than anyone else. That's what you said. This is what is here.
Yep.
That means that we should all stand on equal footing. Is that what you are for?
In the sight of God, everyone is equal.
So if in the sight of God we are all equal, then on the land we must be equal. On His earth we must be equal.
No, okay. Because now when you see into this perspective, I believe that you're bringing into the other social contract issues, NEPs, okay? Because you say you have 40 over questions. This is
not. I'm not going to that. This is just one question, please. I'm not touching all that. But this is just something, because when I read that, the first thing that came to mind was like, oh, wait a minute. He's talking about we are all equal. That means that means concepts like NEP, Bumiputra, status all is not right in the sight of God, because we are all equal. If you're saying that we are all the same because we all come from Adam, then these concepts cannot stand.
Okay, when you talk about that kind of concepts, right? Okay, I believe as a Muslim, I believe in what Allah says, that everyone is equal in the sight of God. Either you are male or female, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, number one. Number two is that what matters to God the most is your righteousness, is your piety. Now, number three, when you come to the things that you name it just now, NEP, the Bumiputra right? That is coming to the governance of the country, the policy of the country, right? Which is agreed upon by the founding fathers, not me, not you. The same thing I have mentioned in other podcasts as well. I say, you can ask me about this. If you dislike it, if you disagree with it, okay, fine, no problem. Just the way we abolished ISA before, it's because of public pressure, it's because a lot of people, they're demanding the government, the Najib government, to abolish the ISA. So therefore, today we no longer have ISA. Although our closest neighbor, which is Singapore, they still have ISA, though, right?
They still have SOSMA, though.
Yeah. So we abolish it, but still, the so-called our modern neighbors, they still have an ISA with them. Okay, fine. We're not going to talk about that. So I say, if you dislike certain law or certain constitutions, fine. That is your right. But do it the proper channel. No point of questioning me and asking, should we do this? Why don't you call for this?
No, I'm not saying that. Again, I want to highlight, because you talked about, you said that it's a matter of governance.
Yeah.
But the Islam is the religion of the Federation.
Islam is the religion of the Federation. But
so shouldn't we be governed by Islamic principles?
If we govern by Islamic principle, will your audience be happy and agree with that?
Yes, because the right principles, yes, the principles that
again,
ensure us to be prosperous.
This is where the issue is going to be. The right, okay, the right principle. Can we agree on what is the right principle?
Principles that allow me to prosper for my children to have a good life in this country. Why not?
Or again, until we define the fine line. When we say prosper, okay,
Money lah.
okay, some people say money, but when you look into Bhutan, a country that's so small, the governments, the king say, no. For us, prosperity is about the ability to manage to preserve our jungle and our forests.
That's fine. That's fine.
Again,
that's fine.
each country,
but that's also part of economy. You have environment.
Each country have their own definitions, right? So when we say the right principle, again, trust. You don't have to trust me, and I seldom use the word trust me except in certain circumstances. When you talk about right principle, we will always, until the day of judgment, until the day we die, we're going to disagree with what is right. What is right. Because coming from different faith, we have a lot of things in common, similar. But we also have things that we are different.
I don't think that's fair for you to say, Firdaus, because Islam has been used to govern many empires, many nations, and they are doing very well.
What the public will say, if they say, we say, guiding, using Islam as a guiding principle. What if I were to say, okay, then the first thing we should do is that close down the beer factories?
See, that's the problem. Thank you for saying that, because in Malaysia, why the non-Muslims may always feel a bit threatened or fearful when they say governed by Islamic principles is because in Malaysia, that's the focus. The focus is gambling, but unfortunately, Malaysia, the way our population is made, we have multiple different races and religions.
Exactly. I'm just giving you one example.
No, but for example, like you look at there's so many states that were governed very well. Look at I'm sure you've read the stories of what's his name, Salahuddin, when he conquered and how he governed. What was his stance against taxes?
Yep.
What was his stance against other religions?
Yep.
Why not talk about that? Why do you all keep talking about drinking, gambling? These are not key things.
I seldom highlight the closing of factories. I'm just giving an example, just to trigger the conversation.
But when you say this, again, it plays to that stereotype. Whenever the non-Muslim, gambling.
They choose.
No, but why not talk about other things?
Now, when we talk about Islamic principle in terms of economy, in terms of others, governance.
There are many good examples.
There are many good examples. Did we say that? I do. Me personally, I do say that.
You just said something else.
That's why I say, I purposely say that thing just to trigger the conversation, because I know that will play to their ears.
But that's not fair. Come on, let's have a. We are not here to. We're not here for the views. We are here to have a.
Because if I were to say that, how many articles that I have wrote, how many things that I've said about the governance, how should a country be run using Islamic principle, people will say, well, but we don't see it. Well, just the fact that you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay, but let's now just a bit before we move on. Let's go back to the pamphlet now. Again to what you said, and because you have not answered my question.
How many questions on the pamphlet?
But I think a few more lah. But you have not answered the question. So when you say we are all from Adam, does that mean that racial privileges do not agree with that sentiment, that statement that you made in your pamphlet?
Racial
privilege, racial superiority does not agree with that principle in Islam, that we are all the son of Adam, thus we are all the same.
Well, again, I'm answering your questions. I'm answering your questions. The definitions of it is that race, everyone is born equal. No sins. We do not born with any original sin, nothing. So we are born equal in the sight of God. That's why the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he say, every child is born in the state of fitrah, pure. Okay? It's the parents who make them as the Jews, the Christians, and the Zoroastrians, right? So in the sight of God, they are all equal, except the piety. Now, when it comes to racial superiority, how do you define racial superiority? Meaning getting more privileges or what?
Yeah, more privilege.
Now, is getting more privileges wrong? Based on who?
Based on Islam. I'm asking the simple question. Based on Islam, is racial privilege one over the other allowed in Islam?
Exactly. Again, this is a common question. I'm going to answer you. Now, this is where you're coming from one angle. But as we say, when we talk about Islam, we should look at it in totality, in a holistic way.
Okay.
Now, what's going to happen? Let me quote what I'm answering your question. Let me quote what Yi Lingxing has to say in his book, The Chinese Dilemma. Have you read that book?
No, I've not read that book.
Okay. He's as a Chinese businessman, have business in Hong Kong and Malaysia and Singapore as well. He wrote in his book, Chinese Dilemma, as a response to Tun Mahathir, the Malay Dilemma. He published this book in 2003. If you read inside this book, he raised all the same questions that you raised. He raised a question, and then he himself gave the answer.
Okay.
He say, well, the Chinese grievance on this NEP, on the Malay Rai, on the Malay Tongkat, blah, 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 blah. But somehow, he say, that, but somehow, if you say this is discrimination, I would say, if this is a discrimination, this is a positive discrimination. Because the government, any country, they have to balance out between
Agreed.
prosperity. You just imagine, you still remember what happened in 97, 98 in Indonesia?
Oh, they had that civil war.
The racial riots.
Racial riots, yeah. The civil riots, yeah. Sorry.
You know the brilliance. Again, your audience can disagree, and you can disagree with me. I was a non-Muslim before. Coming from that perspective, you can see the disparity of wealth is so great in Indonesia that caused that kind of chaos. And the foresight of our founding father last time, after this 13 May, okay, is that they foresee, if let's say something so small back in 13 May 1969 can happen. Now, what happened if certain people are still being left behind?
No, come on. We are not talking about that. And I want to highlight here, because you seem to be putting words in my mouth. I have no grievances with the Bubumi Putra, NEP. You do what you want. Because I think the world has moved forward. We are more of a free market, a more globalized world.
Yeah.
So I think we live in a world, if you want to succeed, just go and work hard, you'll get it, right? Of course, there are other issues that I don't touch now. But
Yeah.
again, okay, fine. If you don't want to answer, fine.
No.
In the
I'm
comment
answering
section, this is the last comment I'll use, and I'm using it because you did not answer the question.
No.
Hold on, let me just say this.
I answer you will not. Because why? When you talk about that, why I use the example?
But you,
because
my question is simple.
Because you're talking
I'm
about.
asking from the side of Allah, from the perspective of Islam, is racial superiority agreed? That's it.
Racial superiority is wrong. Racial superiority is wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm answering you, right? But when you talk about other things, about the NEP, the Bui Putra, that is where my explanations come into the pictures. As I say, I think I have answered your questions very early on, where I say, no race can claim superiority. Simple.
Okay, fair enough.
Right?
So, okay, just the last nail on that, right? Again, and I know you don't like talking about comments, but this is just one that I found on this. Just one. Hold on. Ramli Johor, his name. He works at Bumiputra Commerce Bank Berhad. So I say the name and because to show you that it's not a fake profile. Yang berkuasa paling atas tu Melayu Islam. Sedihnya, mereka membiar diri diperkuda. Is his statement right or wrong based on your pamphlet?
I said this before, yes.
He's wrong?
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to move forward to the next thing. You wrote in your pamphlet, in the heart of a Muslim, there is no room for arrogance and racism.
Okay.
Okay? Allah tells us that diversity of life, the various languages and colors of human beings are a sign of Allah's majesty. And the lesson that for us to learn humility, equality, and the appreciation of differences. Now, this is going to get interesting because I'm sure a lot of you all want us to get this next segment, which is quite an interesting segment.
Next segment.
Next segment, quite interesting. When you use language such as Kuil Haram, Penceroboh.
I see this coming.
Yeah, of course. You have no idea the number of messages I got. Are you going to ask the answer? Okay, fine. But again, let's have a constructive conversation.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not talking about individual. I'm just talking about what you said. It's not about you as a person, but that's all I'm talking about. When referring to members of other religious communities, you use these terms. Is that you admitting that you yourself have not cleared your heart of arrogance and racism?
By speaking the truth, you mean being arrogant?
By not being careful of how your words impact another person's emotions.
Are we going to the kind of leftist in US before Donald Trump, where you should not call me him or her, you should call me them with the pronouns?
That's woke culture. I'm talking about simple human decency.
Human decency is that the fact of the matter is, fact is a fact. Either you like it or you don't like it. If I say I'm a man and you don't like me to call me as a man, and you say I'm an arrogant,
woke culture is not the same as this. Come on.
No. If they say haram based on, I'm using Bahasa Melayu. What is haram according to Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka? They give a definition.
What is it?
Now, Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka say, And they give an example of how to coin the word haram. Sesuatu binaan yang dibina tanpa kebenaran dan izin, haram. Itu adalah binaan haram. Now, so if something is being built without permissions and trespassing, is it haram? According to Bahasa Melayu?
Firstly, I would say that I actually, that was not where I wanted to go with this. But okay, since you brought it up, let's go into it. I think when it comes to language, it's not just, and I know you have about definition, even that lawyer, I forget his name, he also said, you must understand Malay, Bahasa Melayu. Firstly, when I'm growing up, I'm 41, so for me it's Bahasa Malaysia.
Okay, you're still young. Okay.
Still young, yeah. Still young. Okay, thank you. You're the first one to say that. But okay, so the idea is that when you use language, what also matters are two things: context, as well as how the person perceives what you're saying. It's not just about what I'm saying. In fact, I would argue that in communication, what I say is less important than how you perceive it. For instance, if I use the N-word, which is right, if I use it towards you who you are an African American, you would be very offended.
Yeah.
But if an African American used the same word to you, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's a term of endearment even. Because the context is different.
Exactly.
When you're talking about religion, the context changes the perception and meaning of a word. You cannot just say, if it's allowed in the dictionary, then it's okay. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to have context. Another thing, and why the word haram I'm against is because when you use language, the word you use, for example, say a temple does not have the proper right to be on that land, right? The other word, some people have used the word putihkan. That means you basically correct that wrong.
Yeah.
Can you call that temple Kuil halal?
Sorry?
Can you call it Kuil halal?
Do you have the terms in Bahasa
No.
Melayu?
Can you, in religion, you cannot fall
what
dictionary.
is halal mean to you?
Halal means kosher, something that's accepted. Can you as a Muslim
Now, is
ambassador
it
use the word?
permissible? Now, halal, when you understand, because a lot of people, they understand halal based on kosher, food, etc., right?
Yeah.
Now, halal also means dibenarkan, allowed, permissible.
Permissible lah.
Yeah,
So
permissible.
would you-
Now, we in a proper usage of a word, do you have dibenarkan, halal, to halalize it? You don't have that in English.
So then in that way, you can't use the word haram.
You can. No, but the word
We are
haram.
talking Malay here. We're not talking English.
Of course,
Yeah,
we're talking about Malay. If we're talking about Malay, now pendatang haram. True.
Which we have no longer used. In fact, now we use pendatang tanpa izin.
Okay,
In
they use-
respect of them.
Okay, they use pendatang tanpa izin. Fine, but pelumba haram. How do you call them?
I don't-
Pelumba tanpa izin. Is that how you're going to coin it?
But those...
No, that is what we call.
You are using
We're
an
not-
apple-orange comparison
No,
because I'm talking about religion.
That is what happened.
In religion, you cannot use that.
Since just now you are using talking about communications. You
Yeah.
know what happened right now is that exact things that you are doing right now is that what we call as semantic infiltrations. You try to change things which are supposed to be negative to become more positive, so it become less offending.
I disagree with you 100% because you're pointing out something that doesn't exist. I'm not talking about the validity of your allegation. I'm not saying that what you're saying cannot be true or cannot be false. It can go either way. I'm talking about human dignity, which I'll get to because it's mentioned in your pamphlet as well. I want to talk about human compassion, human understanding, and human decency. When we communicate, I would never refer to a surau that is built on land that isn't as a surau. I would never do that.
It's okay. That is a matter of your choice.
No, it's not choice. It's because that is
No.
the adat of Malaysia.
When you say it's not choice.
It's
okay,
not choice
no,
because
when-
I was raised like
no,
that.
I-
I'm a Malaysian. We respect each other. The
I'm
same
a
thing I told
Malaysian
you.
too.
Yeah, but the same thing I
You
told
don't have
you.
to highlight that you are Malaysians.
No, but I'm saying that is my culture. Malaysians, we are not combative. We are not in your face. I would never insult a Muslim or a Buddhist.
No,
never.
Of course, I would not do that. So, but when you say we are Malaysian and you say that is in our culture, okay, and we also have the Rukun Negara, because
Kesopanan dan kesusilaan.
before we go to kesopanan dan kesusilaan, which is the last one, the first two and three, kepercayaan kepada Tuhan, kesetiaan kepada raja dan negara, keluhuran perlembagaan, kedaulatan undang-undang. Now,
And
no.
even you said just now, by the way, you brought up one thing early in this interview. You said that if you call someone a liar, you must prove it.
Yeah.
Right. You cannot label something without, you mentioned perlembagaan. In the perlembagaan also guarantees us the right of a fair trial.
No.
Nothing can be just
It's true.
labeled on that person.
It's
You
true.
cannot just say, no, land laws. Even in land laws, something that has existed past 100 years can apply to be under the law of, they call it warisan, I think. What do you call that? Heritage.
Now,
right?
do we have so far before all this incident, do we have any issue with the house of worship in Malaysia? We don't have.
No, we did. This issue has been a long issue.
It's been a long issue, but we don't
Long time.
we don't really talk about it so much. Okay, we don't really talk about it so much. Now, when we talk about land law, I understand. I know about that. Okay, I'm in Negara. I understand that. Now, when you talk about, you can see even they themselves say that land doesn't belong to them. Okay, but quite surprisingly, every here and there, it will come up with few hundred years.
But you must prove it.
But you see,
If you say that I cannot call you a liar because I must prove it, any point raised, you must prove it.
Who need to prove they have been there for 100 years?
Find the necessary way.
No. Who have to prove?
Them lah.
They have to prove.
But don't condemn them for what they say. Do not condemn them for saying,
Did they come out with any evidence?
Where was the opportunity?
No.
Because
did they come out with any evidence?
in the court of public opinion, it was already deemed that these temples are haram.
Did they come up with the evidence?
No. Was there any discussion about it? Was there any fair trial?
Bro, it's very simple, Winos.
Yeah.
Very, very simple, bro. You just cannot, when you talk about keluhuran perlembagaan kedaulatan undang-undang.
I started this. I started this again. I'll highlight. I talked about human compassion, human dignity, and being
Of course,
respectful.
human
I did not touch
compassion,
about you brought a
those,
constitution.
those words should not be a substitute to conceal the wrongdoing.
Okay.
Or just because we have to be compassionate, so we should not arrest the criminal because
No.
they have family to feed.
Come on, religion is something in Malaysia. It's so dear
But
to all of us.
Why do you want to put it and contextualize it into religion?
Because it's a house of worship. That's the focal point of the religion.
Because you see, regardless either this is a masjid, this is a surau, this is
It
a
must
kuil,
all
this
be
is a
treated with
gereja.
respect and dignity.
Okay, respect. That binaan is haram.
Okay, then whether that is, then what I'm talking about, okay, because let's talk about that that particular issue, the one that happened in Rawang, right?
Okay.
That one. There was a letter that was circulated few days before the incident of the Majlis responding to them, Yayasan Kubra, right?
Okay.
One of them saying that in that letter it stated that, and by the way, I brought this up previously as well by other people, and many people saw it going around social media. Now, the issue that I personally, and this is personally, I'm not representing the Indian community, I'm talking about me personally, that I had with that whole incident was the manner of disrespect and the manner of lack of compassion and respect and dignity that was given to that temple. Because number one, you already got your way. The people said you are free to do what you want to do with this temple because it is on your land. You can do fine. The night before, the people came and removed all the statues and all that. Don't make it public. I have met so many people who are Ali Majlis, people who Malay, Muslim, who used to last time, demonstration, but they tell me, bro, actually we don't like to do this, but we are told this is our job, what to do. So my issue, and I brought this up in a previous podcast as well. My issue with it was the disregard of humanity. When I saw that, I was like, what is this? Is this Malaysia? What is this?
Is it even Malaysia that we easily can trespass and build anything that we like?
And again, because of person that you are, I think sometimes when you frame the argument, you all have framed it in a very simple way.
I believe that everyone is trying to frame their own argument using their own perspective.
You must give a comprehensive framing. Yes,
Just
there are people who have
you see,
invited.
just the way lots of the media, especially English media, they frame it in such a way and make it and drag this issue, which is supposed to be a legal issue, to become a racial and a religious issue, where it's not supposed to be a religious issue.
When you use the word Kuil Haram.
Because it's a
You
Kuil.
all made it.
So
It's
what
not
are you going to
us.
say?
Do not blame the people. You made it a racial and religious issue, not us.
Is a temple.
Do not call it haram. Come on. Firdaus, we are, how old are you?
Bro.
We are Malaysian. We don't have this culture. This culture is not us. We are not America or something.
Why being so sensitive about the word haram?
Because you used it towards a temple.
Because right now you're trying to frame it towards the religious side, but neglecting the fact that it is illegal. It is haram.
No. I'm not doing that at all. I believe in due process and the absolute. I believe in our federal constitution as the highest law of the land. What I'm saying is, everything must be handled with decorum. Society must be better than the individual. If we lead like this, then the country will eventually end up in chaos. You are disrupting racial harmony. You may think, no, it's just this is illegal. What you may have justified it.
So are you saying are you saying that trespassing into other people's land and build whatever they want is protecting and creating a peaceful and harmony?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying In this particular case, you already got your way. You already won.
Okay.
But you have to show...
Not me, the landowner.
The landowner already won. So show grace in your victory.
Okay.
Don't punch someone down. The person is down and then you punch him down some more. That is not right.
Again, what right is what wrong have to be decided by the law, right?
No, by moral, as a human.
Again,
I would never insult a Muslim. I would never insult a Buddhist.
Again, did we insult? It depends on how you look at it. If you feel
when
it's
you took
insulting,
sledgehammers to a structure, you were insulting it.
No, when you talk about insult, right? Do you think it's an insult, okay, to frame this into a religious issues? Do you think it's an insult by you trespassing into a land, and then you claim playing victims, then you ask for compensations?
You keep going back there, and I want to be very to be comprehensive here. I have invited guests, Indians, on this podcast, lawyers, politicians, counsellors, who all agree and have said it publicly. You can check on my podcast. They have said, yes, there are a group of Indians, Hindus, or even who have built structures on land that is not theirs simply to get pampasan. There are. There's a small...
that is a person that we're targeting. Those are the same people that we're targeting.
I agree, right? Again, please, let me finish. So, for instance, when you talk about the Kuil, Haram and all that, there are this group. We all agree. It's said publicly on my podcast. We all agree. And this should be stopped.
Good.
No doubt.
Good.
But do not use that one thing to then paint the entire picture. Because also on my... Hold on, let me just say this.
Yeah.
Also on my podcast, I've had a former counsellor who told me, after this issue, when this issue was going up, he said, the land was ours. We had a temple. They want to do some sort of renovation or something. But, they bought the land to build them, but then they were denied. The land is theirs. There are also people... So is that right or wrong?
The land is theirs, but they are being denied.
Denied. Is that right?
Okay. What is the SOP to build or renovate?
Simple, Firdaus. Is that right or wrong?
It's right.
It's right to deny somebody the right to worship.
No, we're not. Now you put words into my mouth where I didn't...
You just said it's right. If I have a land, I can't build a temple, it's okay.
Because your question is about the right... Bro, put into the right perspective. When you say your question is, you can replay. Okay? You can replay. Because your question is it right to deny their right to build a place of worship?
Yeah.
You are
but
not...
the land is mine.
No.
Land is mine.
Bro, if that house is mine, can I just renovate it without any consent, without any approval from the majlis?
No, again,
you answer my question first.
No. That's right. You cannot. You need the approval.
I cannot.
But this was...
But that's my house, man.
In a condition to buy the land, they were told, if you want to build a temple, you have to own the land.
Yep.
So they first applied for the land to be gazetted. Okay? It was not. It was just left. They didn't get any answer.
Do you know what is the rules and regulations, the SOP?
No, I'm not clear of it. But let me just finish the story. They applied to be gazetted. They were denied. Not denied, but they for years, there was no response. So the temple committee got together and said, you know what? In this case, let's just buy the land. Okay? So they approached. The land is privately owned.
Okay, I'm happy for that.
Okay, so they approached. They raised the money. They bought the land. Finish. Now they bought the land because they were told that if you want to build a temple or to do anything, you have to own the land. So they complied. Then, after they complied, and by the way, the Majlis actually recognized the existence of a temple there, okay, or a shrine or something. When they raised the money and did, now when they applied, they followed everything. They even used drawers or architects or whatever that were approved by the municipal, everything. Then they were denied. Then they said, oh no, because the people disapprove. Okay, so they met the people, they explained, then finally the people accepted. They say, okay, fine, it's okay, because it was largely Malay people there.
Then you should protest against
that's wrong, right?
The council.
That's wrong, right?
Yeah, because...
So my point is, if there are many other cases that happen, that you should also challenge.
Bro,
you should say, look, if we can...
I will be with you, Vinos. I will be with you as long as it's all follow the due process. In this case, like what you have explained, I'm with you. As long as you have followed the right procedure.
Yeah.
The right procedure. Bro, for me, this is the thing that we highlight. I'm not sure either you have read our 9 resolutions about Gara. Okay? Gara 9 resolution. What we propose to the government. In fact, it's not to criminalize or it's not to victimize the other faith or the Muslim or whatsoever. No, it's about to make it legal structure so we have more protections towards other faith. Okay? And in fact, these are the things that we say.
What do you mean protection of other faiths? How? Come on. That's
because,
very combative words.
Because right now, what we see is that, like you say, okay, the Sultan Selangor, okay, and then Papa Radu, he come up with 688, okay, in Selangor alone. So in total, in KL and Selangor, you're talking about those that they can detect, so far is 851 temples, okay, which is illegal. So now, what is Gara? What do we fight for? okay, is that all these things in the first place, of course things already happen in the first place. Why do you want to build on other people's land which is not yours? Number one. Okay? Don't frame it into religious or racial issues. Regardless of what.
We did not frame it. You framed it.
Bro.
When you use the word haram and kuil, you make it a religious issue.
So
are you telling me that if now a Muslim person heard somebody labeling their surah that, by the way, the cases happen. Let's be fair about that. There are surahs built on land that's not theirs. It's happened, right? And you must see the way it's handled. I think recently you also shared one, the surah what's it called? The one in Perak.
I forgot the name.
I forgot the name. So the way that was handled, and you shared a post which was quite misleading actually, to be fair. You said, it was handled very carefully, very nicely, elegantly, and people did not, fight or anything. That's just wrong. There are videos that are published by on YouTube, some news channels, showing that people were upset, and I sympathize with them. I see this pakcik-makcik gambar, they are upset, of course. The surah, dah berapa lama kat sini, then suddenly you come without consulting us, you want to change. Of course I'm upset. So it wasn't just clear, but it was handled by Muslims, number one. The religious authorities came in. No non-Muslim came in, interfered and said, use any language that incite. This is a Muslim matter, you handle lah. Why are you interfering in our matters?
Bro, am I interfering in how you practice your religion? No, at all.
But when you deem a kuil haram, you are interfering. You are insulting.
Okay, if let's say, how should we call it then?
Kuil tak sah or something. I don't know. Don't use that word haram, because haram in our religious context carries a very powerful meaning. You cannot use Kamus definition, because when we grow up in a Malay Muslim majority,
should we call, and if let's say someone who are wearing a religious attire go and steal, so how should we call them? Pencuri or just pengambil tidak sah tanpa izin?
What do you mean?
No, if let's say someone wearing religious attire, whatever. Well, I don't want to mention any religion. If let's say someone wearing religious attire, using religious, religious words, and go and steal.
Okay.
So
he's a thief lah.
But cannot, because he could be someone religious.
But he's an individual. Again, apples oranges comparison. You're not getting it, because a place of worship is the focal point of a religion.
Bro,
when people defame, let me just finish it. When people defame,
the Hindu Sangam allowed those things to happen.
What do you mean?
The Hindu Sangam allowed that to happen. In there, they have their guidelines on where and how temple should be built.
I will tell you here, and even on this podcast, many people have pointed out that the existing Indian associations, whether Hindus or whatever, did not attend to this matter, and this matter should have been solved a long time ago. I have said
so the guideline from Hindu Sangam is not correct.
I didn't know that they even had a guideline.
Exactly.
Yeah. But my point is not that, Firdaus. You're going different.
No.
Again, just before this, because you made the comment, not me. You said if somebody who's wearing a religious outfit goes and steals, we cannot call him pencuri, because that is an individual. That has nothing to do with a place of worship, which is the focal point. In the past, when I was a young man, I remember people have defamed the Kaaba. They made disgusting images. Immediately, they were reprimanded. When that boy stepped on the Quran, immediately reprimanded. Because that's wrong. We all agree that's wrong.
I agree too.
So the same thing, when you do it, you cannot now say, oh no, this is Bahasa. Then you fall back on language.
That is an apple and orange comparison.
No, the house and worship, the Quran is the focal point of Islam. How can you say that's apple and oranges? A house of worship is the focal point of any faith.
No. The act is haram. Is the Quran haram?
No, of course not.
Did we say Hindu? Did we say Hindu haram? No, we don't say. We just say the kuil, the structures, like you say, bro, that is an individual wearing religious attire. Okay, is an individual.
But he's not the focal point of his religion.
No, he's an individual. Now, how if that person is someone who have a name, who have a standing in the community?
Doesn't matter, because he's not the focal point of the religion.
So likewise with the structures,
the structure is the focal point.
The structure is a focal point. So the structures is illegal. So if the structure is illegal, whatever name you call it, is illegal, it's haram.
No, it's different because of how people perceive. We just agreed that communication is about not just what I say, but what you also perceive. In fact, it's more than that, right? So when you use certain words, you must be cognizant about how people feel when you say those words.
How absurd our country has become, where someone who breached the law determined what they want to be called as. You can't do that.
We did not determine, Firdaus.
I'm not saying you.
You guys put the label and forced it on us.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
No,
I'm just saying
I disagree.
In general.
You're hiding away, because I'm saying that you put the label. We didn't decide that label.
Yeah.
if, like I brought that issue of the surah recently in Perak,
then the first thing
even
you should
the Sultan got involved,
you know,
even the Institute of Religions, they handle it within Muslims.
you know, we're not what they have to do is that write a request to Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka and change
Come
it.
on, we are talking about human dignity here. We are not. You fall back on these black and white. Are you telling me as a human you don't have morals?
I have moral, but again, what is morally to you might not be morally to me.
Being compassionate, being respectful.
As a Hindu, can you drink?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Look, as a Hindu, do you drink?
I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay,
but not anymore.
But that is morally right for you. Which for you, that's why you drink, right? But that's not morally right for me. So we have different moral guidelines. We have different moral guidelines. Okay. So just because you see what happened right now in Malaysia is that's why I'm a bit non-apologetic, I would say. Why? Because as if trying to push that, okay, whatever we define, you have to follow. If the Muslim refuse to follow, we have to label them extremist, racist, whatsoever. And this is what happened. And I refuse to back down.
No, sorry. You said what? Whatever we label? I don't understand that part.
No, whatever, if let's say we disagree on my end, if let's say I disagree as a Muslim,
But
will
that's
I be
my
labeled?
temple. What?
No, what,
If it's my temple and I tell
what-
you that, look, as a Hindu, that is our Hindu temple, you cannot use for haram, you should listen. You just talked about being respectful. You talked about if I don't use the word Merry Christmas, you should respect me. So you should
Legally,
return that.
legally,
No, come on.
No. Because
There is something called respect and compassion.
We have agreed. Our guiding principle is the constitutions and
No,
the law.
our guiding principle is our heart.
Then what is the point of the legal?
The guiding principle
so
is the
is the
Quran.
heart guiding them to trespass other people?
That again, I agree that you want.
Did you?
I agree that it well in your favor.
Before this thing being brought to the court, did you personally on your podcast or maybe on your social media platform, okay, you criticize them who trespassed and built a temple?
I did. I
Okay.
said it multiple episodes. I did.
Good. Before the incident.
No, before that, no.
Yeah.
No, but no. Before this incident, there was another incident. I can't remember from where. But I had a lawyer on, Mr. Bala, I remember, who has handled several temple issues. And we did agree that, look, sometimes even people like Vaidya Murthy also said the same thing, although people call him a Hindu extremist. But he also said, sometimes we there are among us who do mistake, right? This is not right. We agree. But the point I'm trying to raise is that you fall back on the constitution. Okay, then in just to move forward, in another podcast, you said that the Quran states that tidak boleh menghina sembahan orang lain.
Yeah, I stand by it.
So then why do you hina?
Is the Kuil you
Tamindari stood on the Trishur and took a video of that, which was so insensitive and purposely done to incite.
Wait. No, Tamim, you have to ask Tamim. Wait.
Do you agree with what he did?
No. Deal with one issue to one issue, okay?
Okay.
One questions to another questions. Now, you're saying do not hina sembahan. My questions to you. My questions to you,
yeah.
Guna. Do you worship the temple?
Worship the temple? No, I don't worship the temple.
So? The verse in Surah An-An'am chapter number 6 verse 108, it say, okay, menghina sembahan. So, I didn't hina.
But in that case, the temple was already started to be demolished when the statues were still in the temple.
No. You see, that is where you get the chronology
Okay,
long.
fine. Okay, forget the temple. What about the Tamindari's
You should ask him. I disagree with that.
Disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
Then why do you associate yourself with people
Did
like
you
this?
see me associate with him after that?
He wasn't there when the whole Rava?
Bro.
You took photos in front of the temple, smiling and happy.
Hey, bro. This is, again, you are jumbled up. Bro, you are jumbled up. You are jumbled up. Why? Let me tell you. The pictures that I took with him, okay, it was in the month of Ramadan. Okay, in the month of Ramadan, I don't know the exact date, okay, when the temple was demolished in Yayasan Kubro land. When the incident that he stood on the Trisula took place?
After that.
So, and did you see me write about him anything? Or me taking pictures with him after that?
So are you saying that you basically condemn his actions?
Yes, I do. Bro.
So you're not part of his group?
Bro, put it this way. Again, I'm not here to defend or speak on behalf of
No, I'm talking about your choice. I'm not talking about anyone.
my choice.
Your choice.
My choice has been very clear.
To be indifferent.
Bro, if he's wrong, he's wrong. If he go against the Quran principle, he's wrong. How can I defend it? I cannot defend it. And I won't defend him.
So why not publicly make a statement against him?
Should I?
Yes,
Why?
because you seem to make statements about other things,
Okay.
even rave events,
as I say,
which are frivolous events.
When I say restrain, doesn't mean that I have to make statement on every single thing.
But in this sense, you should have.
Just imagine, this is the what about ism that we are talking about. Imagine, if let's say every single guest that have appeared here with you, or maybe you agree or disagree with them, and people keep on pushing you, why don't you voice out about this? What are the things that you're going to do?
If it's something I should have, I would accept. I didn't.
But you
about
don't.
it.
Sometimes you have your own priority. What you want to do, what you have to do.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'll tell them this is a political podcast. We discuss society issues and all that.
Exactly.
So I won't talk about lifestyle.
And why the Quran Stepper Ryan witness warrant? I only talk about that 1 week after the incident. Do I do it purposely? No, because I'm too busy for the past 1 week. My wife is here. You can ask her, what time do I sleep? I sleep after 6 something every day during the month of Ramadan, and I don't have even time for my family, right? So do I have to comment on everything? No, I have much more important things to do rather than just to, okay, since he's my friend. So if let's say every single friend of mine I have to defend, I have to make comment. No, I don't do that.
So would you call a surah that is not built on land its own
If it's haram, haram.
You would call a surah haram?
Yes.
That is not right. You cannot do that.
Bro. You are asking me about my opinions, right?
So you would call a surah haram?
Bro, we're not. This is where we talk about, okay, you ask about my opinion.
No, exactly. So would you do it? Yes or no?
I already say.
You will?
Yeah. Haram lah. What to do? Haram lah. Stinggan haram, pelumba haram lah.
So then why
Kalau
is it in
surah
your
haram,
posting
haram
you
lah.
keep attacking Kuils when there are Chinese temples that are built on land that's not this, especially in Ipoh, in the limestone caves and all. There are surahs that are not built on the land.
That's
why don't you use the word
what-
rumah ibadat haram? Why do you say Kuil haram?
Rumah ibadat also cannot be used. Because if you look at gara is gerakan anti rumah anutan haram.
Oh, Anutan. Oh, sorry, my bad.
So rumah anutan haram is encompassing all.
Okay, so you're
And you
saying,
know what?
okay.
What is amazing? What is amazing? I have no issue in terms of giving land compensations and money. But there's a but. But is provided that money come from that politician. That land come from the politician.
No, that again, I've read that statement. I thought, come on, that is not how politics works. We have MOF, all the money is there. No politician walks around with bags
Bro,
of cash.
When they give the land, those land belong to who?
The government, the state government.
The government, the state government, the tax, right? Do you pay tax?
Taxpayer, yeah.
I'm paying tax too. Okay, now here we are not talking about who is paying more tax.
I give you an example.
But bro, that is our taxpayer money. And now we have all these issues, economy downturns whatsoever. Now, if let's say, what are the things that we are teaching the next generations, that if you were to trespass into other people's land, build things, and then you frame it using religious or racial issue,
Again,
and then you
you
ask
used
for,
it,
and then
religious,
you
not
ask,
us.
and then you ask for, not me. You can check. Okay, they
And
initially we never
talk
make it a
about-
religious.
you
We
talk
keep on
about
talking
future,
about kedaulatan undang-undang.
Okay, you talked about future, but then aren't you guilty of now telling the future generations it's okay to use offensive language when you're referring to other races?
Offensive is how you perceive it.
Offensive means you know what is offensive. When you talk to someone, you know what will offend them. You're playing the card of no, I don't know, subjection. That is not right. Come on, Firdaus, let's have a proper conversation here. You know what is right or wrong.
It's proper.
No, you. What I mean by proper is you are falling back on, oh, this is subjective, this is not objective. That's not the way. We know Malaysia has its culture.
Of course, Malaysia have a culture, but is Malaysia culture trespass on people land?
It's not, and neither.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Neither is it to use a language that is insightful when referring to another religion. That's not our culture.
Initially, when pendatang tanpa izin that we have today, we call party, right? Party. Now, before we have the party, what do we call them?
Pendatang haram lah.
Exactly.
Or asing.
Okay. No, pendatang asing is like they are legal.
Legal lah.
Legal.
Sorry. My DM is terrible. Sorry.
Pendatang haram.
Okay.
Now pendatang haram. Until there is a legal framework on that. Okay, whatever reason that they do it. But is it still wrong to legally? We talk about legally, okay? Because we say our guiding principle that hold us today is the constitutions and the law. Is it wrong for someone to still call pendatang haram?
I don't think it's wrong, but it's just a general societal behavior.
I have problem with semantic infiltrations. I have problem
No,
with
you
semantic
don't.
infiltration.
You are not taking responsibility. You keep saying, oh, you guys made it a racial religious issue. How do we not? You talk about keluhuran perlembagaan. Where was the due process?
Okay.
If, for example, this temple, okay, say for example this issue now, Kuil Haram. Let's talk about it. This issue, every temple is now subject, or every rumah anutan is now subject to investigation, research, study to find out its status. Because there are instances, and this is very true, it exists, where the temples were there before independence, right? Now, now you may say, oh, but itu semua orang boleh cakap and all that. Fine. Then you find out whether they have the proper documentation, whether they are there. You prove it. After the due process, then you want to say, okay, this is illegal. Because we have done the due process, we have found you illegal. You just said that you must you must verify your claims. Even the Quran says this, right? Yep. Do not bear false witness. So that's why due process is there. But without due process, and you use this language, that is disrespectful and that is jumping the gun.
So if let's say the due process has been done and is being verified, okay, just that I understand you correctly. So if the due process has been done and it's been verified that they have no document to support their claim.
Yeah.
So can we call them Kuil Haram then?
No, you cannot.
Still cannot. So the problem is not due process, bro.
No,
you just go against your own principle.
No, the process is multi-layered. The first problem I have is no due process. There is no parliamentary action team, committee. There's no PAC.
And that is what we call for. That is what we call Ingara.
Good. So call that and support that.
Let me bring you to one issue, bro.
Yeah.
You know SMK Infant Jesus in convents in Malacca?
Yeah.
You know the court case?
No, I don't know the court case.
You don't know about the court case? Okay. They claim that the British have given them the land. Okay. So they built the school there. Okay. And that school have existed pre-Merdeka.
Okay.
Pre-Merdeka. You know what the Malacca government, state government did? They filed a suit in the court.
Perfect. That's the law.
And eventually they won. Why? Because in the court, this is what transpired. In the court, the school was being asked, where's the document?
Fair enough.
No document. So now that lands belong to the state government.
Fair enough.
Exactly, bro. So right now,
rule of law must always reign, not
I
people
agree with
putting
you, bro.
emotion.
Bro, I agree
when
with you.
When you use the word haram, you are putting emotion.
Rule of law we cannot only use the word rule of law to apply only after to protect the right of the trespasser. How about the right of the landowner who already purchased the land?
No, wait.
There are many things that I won't say in this podcast out of confidentiality, okay? But right now, the rule of law only apply after someone trespass on other people's land. But the name rule of law,
but that's
terms,
the law, what?
The terms rule of law didn't apply when someone trespass.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why we have law.
Have those trespasser, before they trespass into other people's land, have they think, hey, this is not my land, why should I trespass? No, I should not. But do they?
That's not a good argument because that's why we have the law. The law creates guidelines and the law is there when people step over the guidelines.
So right now, are we following the law?
What do you mean, are we following the law? I don't understand.
No. Are we following the law, the due process?
In what way?
The questions that you asked me.
In building the land?
No.
In what sense?
The question that you asked me just now. Yeah. Did we follow the law?
You did.
Okay.
You did.
So
I said it multiple times. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying that you cannot then use... My issue from the start of this conversation was the usage of certain terms. You cannot fall back on...
Are we being charged in any court for using Kuil Haram?
You're not.
Okay, done.
But I'm talking of... No.
Not wrong.
You cannot use the courts when it suits you. You cannot say the
we've been
Quran when it suits you. You cannot use Allah when it suits you.
We're not.
You cannot do that, Firdaus. You cannot jump.
We're not.
Pick a side.
We've been using the court.
No, you have not.
Using the court. Simple. Are we being charged in the court for using Kuil Haram?
No, you're not.
If that is against
in your
the law,
pamphlet, for example, in your pamphlet and in the Quran, as I mentioned, you said it. Tidak boleh menghina sembarang orang lain.
Yeah, we don't hina.
Tamin Dari stepping on that was menghina.
That's why I disagree with him.
And
I disagree with him. This is, I think, the third or the fourth time I told you.
Okay, another statement in your pamphlet says that Islam is against all forms of racism and bigotry.
Yeah, agree.
So
agree 100%.
That is a form of bigotry. When you use terms like this, that incite, that is a form of bigotry.
How can that be bigotry?
You're being disrespectful to a faith.
If it's haram, it's haram lah. If it's shirk, it's shirk lah. In the Quran, it's called kafir. But some people don't like it.
But as a Muslim,
but you see the irony is what?
No,
we're not. Let me finish this. You know what is the irony? The irony is a double standard in applying the same principle.
When have we called any Muslim haram? When have we called?
Wait. Let me finish. Yeah, let me finish. You want us as a Muslim. Now you're quoting the Quran. I'm happy with that. Thank you
No,
so
I'm
much.
quoting your pamphlet.
Yeah, quoting the pamphlet, and you're also citing the Quran as well, which is
And please tell me if I'm wrong.
okay. No, perfectly against bigotry. I'm fine. The irony is that every human being have principle, but the problem is, the challenge is, a lot of people, they are not being consistent with the principle.
That's human nature.
Okay, human nature, but that's not right things to do.
Exactly.
Fine. Okay. Now,
So we will be judged in
now,
the eyes of Allah.
when things like this, you are citing the pamphlets which have Quranic verses,
Yes.
which I'm happy with. But somehow now you're asking me, should I follow the Quran? Of course, I will. As a Muslim, I follow the Quran.
Of course.
Now, will you be happy if I call you kafir? I'm asking hypothetical questions.
But that's what your religion labels me as.
Will you be happy?
No, I won't be happy, but that's what your religion labels me as.
Okay, but what the public will say, you should not call us kafir.
Of course, culture and practices must move forward with time.
I'm not saying
we are
I
no
will call
longer
you.
in the medieval time.
We're not.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you kafir now.
No. What I'm saying is, again, my point is that I'm agreeing
I'm just
with
saying,
you.
the terms being used in the Quran.
Yeah.
The terms being
Okay,
used in
like
the
I tell you,
Quran.
despite that terms, you look what happened recently in Indonesia when they publicly said that we should not use the word kafir anymore
Okay.
in public domain because we have.
I also
many
don't
religions.
use.
Even I think PAS said it the other day in Parliament. They said we should revisit this.
We're not. I don't call you as an individual as a kafir.
Yeah, don't.
But I say, in the Quran, there are three types of human
Okay,
beings.
and why don't you call me a kafir?
The Muslim.
No, why don't
Wait,
you call
wait,
me a kafir?
Wait,
No, answer me. Why don't you call me a kafir?
bro, I can call you a kafir, no problem.
But
I can call you a kafir. In
But-
fact, wait. No, but. I can call you the kafir. In fact, in my posting on my Facebook, I did say orang kafir.
okay,
General terms.
okay.
But do I address you as an individual? Hey, kafir. No, I don't.
Why not?
Why should I?
No, why not? Yeah, so why don't you do
Bro,
it?
kafir referring to a certain group of people, unless when I talk to you, should I address you as Indian or should I address you as Vinod?
We're not.
Why not Indian?
Because my name is
But
Vinod.
you're still Indian.
Yeah, but my name is
But
Vinod.
because
We do-
Indian,
it's not
bro.
a culture to address someone by their race.
No, not only that. Because there are so many Indian.
No, also it's not human decorum to go to someone, hey, hi Punjabi. We don't do that, right? We refer by the name.
Exactly. So when the Quran say, Ya ayyuhal kafirun, okay, Kuil ya ayyuhal kafirun, say to the disbeliever. Okay, say to the group of disbeliever. I don't call you as a kafir because I address you as your name. Because
why
that's what-
don't you call me a kafir?
The problem is you are using only one Quranic principle, but you neglect the other part of the Quranic principle.
No, okay.
Which to call you by name.
No,
In the Quran,
again-
Ya Muhammad.
No,
Oh
ag-
Muhammad, oh
again,
Prophet Muhammad.
In every religion, there are things that people may interpret as being good or people may disagree with, right? Same thing with human beings.
What would your audience think if let's say, we call kafir? They will say it's not nice.
It's not nice.
Yeah, why it's not nice? I have a
Because
question.
it's not. It's in the because you have to look at the times. In modern times, when we have gone past the medieval times, everybody now is peaceful. We all live together harmoniously together. There is certain decorum that we practice in order to ensure that way of life.
I'm not saying that I will use kafir.
Yeah.
But if let's say to label a group of disbeliever as kafir using the Arabic term, I'm a Muslim, they are kafir. Is it wrong?
That's up to you. It's fine. It's your choice. Freedom of speech means you say what you want and you respect another person's right to say exactly what he wants, even though you disagree with it.
Exactly.
Yes, but again, there is also expectation of people such as yourself who are learned, who are people who are a certain level in society, should practice some decorum when you speak, because you must be aware that I wouldn't blame, say, some of your commenters who use racist terms. I don't blame them because it's just individual, but they are not Firdaus Wong.
Yeah, they don't speak on behalf of me.
No, not that. Not that. They do not have the clout that you have. So with that clout, with great power comes great responsibility. That's my point.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I said you must maintain that decorum. So that is why using words like cafe or using words like haram should not be there, because that's not Malaysia.
Again, we have brought up too many things.
Okay, so let's
Which is too- not
that's
too
fine. That's
Malaysian,
fine.
not too Malaysian.
So let's move on then. Another
People
thing,
have different understanding.
Fair. We can. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
So let's move on to another part of your pamphlet. Again, this is a standout. I did not know this until I read your pamphlet. Allah has dignified all the children of Adam, all human beings and all races in the world. Now, just to do bit segment for the audience here. So I researched this further, and it brought me to a website of the Royal Institute of Interfaith Studies in Jordan. In there, it further expands this statement, saying dignity is a divine gift. The Islamic perspective on human dignity is that it is a divine honor granted to humans by virtue of their humanity. This means that dignity is inherent and intrinsic to every human being, not limited to followers of a particular religion, race, or color. dignity is rooted in the divine gift and grace of God as stated in the Quran. I love this.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I love this too.
So do you think that using such terms, having such actions
has
is
nothing to do-
doing justice to that dignity that Allah Himself have granted to you?
This has nothing to do with the terms.
It does. Because when Allah has granted you dignity, you must honor that dignity by behaving in a certain way.
Yeah, that is dignity.
Dignity is being offensive?
Bro, by labeling something as it is, calling a spade as a spade, is it wrong?
It's not wrong.
So what
Publicly
they have to do?
demolishing
What they have to do with dignity then?
publicly being very public about demolishing a temple, being so openly happy about it, stepping on a trishur, doing it repeatedly.
Bro,
Is that dignity?
We're not. That one, as I told you, the stepping on the trisula, I already say I disagree.
Okay. Even the temple was bad.
And should not brought this into my conversation because I am not the person who do it.
I didn't say you are. I'm just
Okay?
asking for your opinion.
I'm not the one who do it.
I like to say I didn't say
Yeah.
that you are. I'm
Okay.
saying that I'm asking for your opinion.
So, what are the things that is not dignities there?
What do you mean?
Because just now we are labeling, we are coming from the point of labeling Kuil Haram, and then so where are we going right now?
Where are we going now?
Yeah, where are we going right now from this verse that you quote?
No, my point is that if this verse says, which is arguably one of the most inclusive verses I've read in all religion, okay, that Allah has granted me dignity. I'm not a Muslim.
Yeah.
Thus, I should be treated with respect of that dignity that
Yeah.
Allah, the supreme power,
Yeah.
has granted me.
Yeah.
So that means the words that you use when you're referring to me or other people, you should be cognizant about the impact it has on other people, how they respond to you, the feelings, their emotions. That is behaving in a dignified manner. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
So then why use certain terms that you use?
A shaitan is called shaitan because they are doing the act of shaitan. That doesn't change the fact that they are shaitan.
So now you're saying Indians...
I'm not saying that. You are don't put words into my mouth. I'm just saying.
your comparisons are quite drastic, by the way, I got to say.
because we have to make people understand. Of course, people choose to understand or not to understand. It's up to them. But I stand by what I have said. If what I say is wrong, I stand to be corrected legally. Okay, legally. If I'm wrong, okay, lodge a police report, and then let the police investigate.
They have, but police don't do much about it.
Okay. So I can't do much, we not. If let's say, I also have lodged a lot of police report.
I know, I saw the picture, if you're holding many reports.
But people who, blackmail me, people who threaten me to kill me, well, they admitted that, but no actions they are not being charged. So what should I do?
Okay, so let's move on then. I think we've reached a stalemate, but a fun discussion. Let's talk about another topic. Are you wanting a break, a short break?
Not on the short break because we're supposed to be end at 1:10.
Oh, okay.
For the audience to understand, the context is that we scheduled to end in 1 hour, but now it seems like we're going to the third hours. It's already past the second hour.
Oh yeah, it's 12:30.
It's 12:30. Yes, because I have other appointments as well.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. We have a fun conversation back and forth.
I don't want my daughter to wait in front all alone
really?
in the class.
But then you better go. Okay, boleh. Okay.
Yes.
You okay to continue?
A few more minutes. That's fine.
A few more minutes.
So that your
okay,
audience
so
knows.
I'll go to the last segment then.
We're not. So that your audience know that we're having a fun conversation. We have heated conversations, but all is good. Okay.
Yeah, all is good, man. All is good. There's nothing. I have no issues with anything. Okay, so sorry for keeping your daughter waiting. I hope she forgives us. Okay.
I will say this, Uncle Vinod.
Uncle Vinod's my fault. It's his fault, right? Okay, let's go to the last segment of this, which basically talks about something you posted on your IG. The title was Respond Muslim versus Reaksi Mereka. What are you referring to this when you say mereka?
Can you refresh me on?
So a part of the post says bila mereka in inverted commas yang telah jelas melanggar undang-undang dengan menceroboh tanah dan mendirikan kuil haram. Again, you use the word kuil, not rumah anutan. Yep. Terus play victim, alih narrative dan shift blame. Yep. Is that so who is this mereka?
Well, those people who trespass.
So only Hindus?
No. I say
you use the word kuil
because now we are dealing with the Kuil Haram.
But your movement is Rumah Anutan.
There is the general, and then I go to specific. Because right now, what happened here, if you want to talk about other faith, no problem. I believe that you might have watched. If you have not, let me share with you.
Okay, sure, please do.
A few weeks ago, DBKL, they have launched like an operation, so-called operations, where they even issue summons to do Stokong. The Chinese Tokong.
Yes.
By the roadside.
Yeah.
You know what did the Chinese do?
What did they do?
The Chinese, they record it and they upload on the social media. They record it. And then they say, of course, in Cantonese lah. If they say I say in Cantonese,
No one
most of
understand.
your audience will not understand.
Yeah, yeah.
But to prove my Chineseness, right? No. Yes, joke aside.
He can speak. Okay, we've established that.
So the Chinese, they record. You see, now even Datuk Kong, they also summon. Of course, with the seal, with the seal, everything, with the summon being put paste at the side. So then, continue from that. They put the Datuk Kong on the trolley and they say, and they talk to the Datuk Kong. Datuk Kong, it's okay lah. The road side is too dangerous to play lah. Let's go lah. You come to my house, you come to my area, you come to my office. You sit here. Nobody gonna disturb you.
Okay.
You see what is the difference? Again, I'm not stereotyping anybody. I'm just saying, well, if it's wrong, move it, move on, done.
Done, yeah, agreed.
Settle.
That was what happened before. Before your movement, from the time I was a kid.
The movement is not started by me.
No, before, okay, the movement who you're associated, you're an affiliate partner. Okay.
I don't
Fair enough.
The way you frame it as if
You're the one behind it, right? No, okay, the point is, what I'm saying is, in that example you give, yeah, fantastic, the people came, someone, it was authorities and they're right to do so, right?
Yeah.
They never used derogatory terms. So it was more, okay, if...
tak sempat.
Because I see.
Pagi tu, in the morning, the BKR issued the summon, and then by noon, okay, they already usher the Datuk Kong to another place.
Okay, so tak sempat lah. Okay, fair enough.
No, I'm not saying I'm tak sempat. It just said,
they not sempat. Okay.
Fair enough. Because
What actually my point, let's just bring this closer. I think we're going around in circles here. I do believe that I think what I would have hoped for would be a more consultative approach, rule of law, and some decorum. That's all. Now, you say no, you are completely right in using it. Fine, let's agree to disagree on that point.
Yeah,
okay?
sure.
So let's move to last. Since you're rushing, I don't want to keep it out waiting. Sorry. Let's go to one, which is a current topic, which is very hot, which is a rain rave event.
Okay.
You've been very vocal about this.
not very lah.
Very, I think 2-3 posts you share.
2-3 posts only,
Okay.
bro. 2-3 posts
Okay,
is very vocal.
okay lah.
That is how you amplify my words.
But you say
Your audience have to understand.
Sorry.
2-3 posts.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, okay.
So you say, you came opposite, you question whether or not this is our culture. You joined that because a lot of people ask whether this is our culture, rain rave event, right? Are you moral policing the entire Malaysia?
No. I think that is not the right way to put it.
Okay, what's the right way to put it?
When I say it's our culture, again, this video was sent to me yesterday.
Okay.
And this video was recorded by an expat who has been in Malaysia for 9 months. He praised the rain and rave, but he spent the bulk of his video talking about, but this is not the Malaysia that I'm coming from. This is not the Malaysia that I'm coming from. That rain and rave
What Malaysia is he
festival.
coming from?
And he elaborates. I haven't posted. I'm going to post it after this interview. Okay? Then he say, I'm here for the diversity of the culture, for the identity, for the Eastern value that they're holding up to. Bro, imagine this. Have I ever complained about any party being held in water theme park?
No.
No, I don't. Why? Private. Up to you lah, tourism. I also understand, it's your right. I used to be a non-Muslim, bro. Although I don't go to this water theme park party, I used to go to disco. Bro, okay. Up to you lah. You're right. I respect your right. No problem.
Fair enough, yeah.
But bro, I don't want to represent everyone. I'm talking about myself. What the real issue here is, while the government is encouraging the public to minimize spending, even they cancel Hari Raya Aidilfitri, which is our identity. Chinese New Year open house, which is our identity, our cultural identity. We cancel all these things, which is attract a lot of visitors too. Expat that purposely came to Malaysia to celebrate, to look at the celebration, the mood, everything. The Ramadan Bazaar, you can see how many people make videos, right? Now, just think about this. And then out of nowhere, we're asking people, jimat air, jangan bazir air. And even in the rain and rave, do and don'ts. The don'ts is that, don't bring water gun, don't splash on people. But here you are, you're splashing water, man. You say, our gentle miss. Is that gentle? Is that gentle?
So what is your issue?
No. My issue is that, bro, my issue is that, okay, while the government is encouraging all these things, you cannot do something which is opposite of it, which is wasting water. You say you're encouraging tourism. Now you have come up with multiple data. one day right after that, which is amazing. Wow.
I agree with you.
It's like Donald Trump say, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing is that top leadership, a Chinese think tank so-called, say that there are 80,000 visitors coming. Okay, 80,000 visitors attending the Rain and Rave festival, which generate 200 million. I don't know where he get the numbers because Tourism Malaysia haven't come up with the numbers. Amazingly, and yesterday, Malaysia Inbound Tourism Associations, Mef Lim, the president, she claimed 180,000. So can you please make up your mind, 180 or 200? Now, coming back to the culture, is this our culture? Is this our culture? Bro, I told you right before our recording start, Tourism Malaysia used to be my client.
Okay.
My big client.
But who are you to determine culture? Culture is a dynamic concept.
Bro,
It's not static.
well, if you're talking about all this festival, Rain and Rave, again, I have no issue. If you have it in a water theme park.
No, but
But is
you
this
did
a
not-
Malaysia? Is this
It is Malaysian culture.
No.
And I tell you why. The Malaysian Siamese Thai communities in Malaysia who are Malaysians celebrate Songkran here.
Bro, I have no issue with Songkran. Did I protest about Songkran?
No, but it is a water festival.
No. Bro, there is religious festival. This is not religious festival.
It's just a bunch of people having a
in
good
fact,
time.
Malaysia Siamese Association, they come up with a statement condemning this and say, this is not a Songkran festival.
Fair enough.
And
The
me
same-
as a Muslim,
Yeah.
I have no problem for the Siamese people to celebrate because this is not a political issue, bro. People try to say, why are you protesting about this? Why are you not protesting about this? I say, bro, in Perlis, in Kedah, in Kelantan, you have a huge chunk of Siamese people who celebrate Songkran and up to them. Celebrate, bro.
But why now? I mean, this was
Wait,
celebrated in Kedah,
wait.
Kelantan, Perlis, Penang,
Because you're
Perak,
asking me
Terengganu.
questions about culture.
No, I know. So,
About
but
culture.
this has happened before. Even your only criticism
Bro,
is the Rain Festival
just imagine,
here.
the expat they came here, party, so-called. Have you been to any club overseas? No, good. I think you stopped partying, right?
Stop partying.
Okay, good.
Too old for it.
I never been to overseas party before. Okay, I only been to club. Zouk also closed down. Okay.
Oh yeah, Zouk. I remember
Zouk
that.
closed
Okay.
down.
Oh,
Okay, they moved from Jalan Tun Razak and then they moved to close to TRX. Now, compared to our scene here, the party scene here in Malaysia and overseas, those Western countries, those so-called people, okay. Now, which is more happening? Where is more happening?
I don't
Malaysia
know. I
or
wouldn't
overseas?
say. I wouldn't know.
Bro, in Malaysia, you have the do and don'ts, which say you have to dress modestly. Over there, you can wear whatever you want. You don't want to wear also can. Which is more enjoyable for them, for the expat who's seeking this kind of thrill. Obviously, it's better for them to go to Ibiza, bro. It's better for them to go to
Of course,
Copacabana,
of course,
whatsoever.
of course.
All those kind of things, right? So, tourism, our culture is to attract. All this while, you can see our culture, the way how tourism Malaysia is being framed is that we attract them with homestay. When during Dato' Sri Ng Yan Yan, now it's Tan Sri Ng Yan Yan time, she introduced the homestay, okay, and that is where homestay, okay, and then we have the KTM package, and then we have the beach, and you know what? A lot of people, Malaysia is one of the top tourist destination for what? For health tourism. We have
Medical
one of
tourism.
the health tourism, bro. I have, of course, it has been a long year, but Tourism Malaysia account, I've been handling it for Tourism Malaysia account, Facebook, when they have less than 10,000 followers, I help them to become who they are today. I started that campaign to help them to grow their followers. I know their campaign because I was being briefed by the Director General, everything about how to attract tourists.
but come on, let's
so
go
when
back
we
to
talk
the point.
about talk about culture,
Yeah, what culture? Yeah.
is whose culture is this? Which race culture is this?
I don't know.
The fact that you don't know meaning is not.
No, but
It's like
culture is a dynamic thing. Culture is not static.
We're not. It's like someone accusing you. We're not. You know, you are you lie a lot of time, many times. Okay, you don't have to defend yourself. You just ask them. Okay, you say I lie a lot of time. Just name me one. And that person cannot name you any, meaning they have none. Likewise, when you say this is our culture, tell me which race, Malay, Chinese, Indian, Punjabi, Kadazan, whatever Iban, culture is this. Did we stop?
No.
Did we protest about Songkran? We don't protest.
You don't
about
protest,
Songkran.
but the problem is this issue seems to be for single out. You guys have been singling out Bukit Bintang when Malacca was serving the same thing. You did not post anything about that.
What happened to Malacca?
A similar event, a water festival in Kedah. The same time, the same thing happened.
That's
I saw
Songkran.
videos.
That's Songkran.
No, it wasn't Songkran. It was like a stage. They had singing and all that stuff.
That is Songkran.
Okay, but still, it happened.
That is Songkran.
So why
bro.
is it okay for them to do it and not for us?
As I say, bro, Songkran is a religious
No,
festival.
it's not Songkran. Your example only holds water if you're saying that event only Malaysian Siamese go to. Songkran event, I know even in Thailand, people in Malaysia go and participate, right? My point is, let's get back to the point. Why is it important suddenly out of the blue that this event is not culturally appropriate? Who decides what's culture? Who gave you the right to decide what's culture?
Again, then you tell me, is it cultural? You say yes.
It's just a fun event. For example, if I go to a concert that's in Stadium Merdeka, is that my culture?
Bro.
No, is that culture?
No, look at this. I did ask you just now, when you asked me culture. So I ask you, very simple question. Maybe your audience can answer me too.
Yeah, please.
In their comment. Name me which race or religions community in Malaysia, okay, that have this rain and rave party. I'm not talking about Songkran. Songkran, you can check my Facebook. You can check my Facebook. You can check all my social media. I never protest about Songkran. Why? Because I respect their right to practice what they practice. I only say the Muslim, even according to the fatwa, the Muslim should not participate in Songkran because it's a religious festival. And that is all I say. I didn't and I never stopped any Muslim, I never stopped any other religious community to practice what they want to practice. Taipuism, did I say anything? No, I didn't say anything. But is their right? Bro, is their right?
Of course.
So when we talk about culture, then we have to make sure, whose culture is this?
It's an event.
No. Bro.
I don't understand.
Your questions just now narrow down to the word culture.
No, my question was not whether...
Your followers will know that.
No. My
you
question,
narrowed down to the word
yes,
culture.
Yes, correct, I did. My question was not whether or not is this our culture. My question is, who are you to determine what's culture? When I said culture is a dynamic thing, it's always
very simple.
moving.
As a Malaysian...
But you don't speak for everyone.
No, I don't speak for everyone. Did I ask question? Whose culture? I did ask you.
No, I of course wouldn't know. To me, I don't think that a rain festival event is a cultural thing. It's just an event to attract people. I see the videos, just people having fun, some middle-aged aunties and, going dancing, having a good time. What is so wrong? And by the way, you say that it's wrong. It shouldn't be happen, right? Many Muslims benefited from this event. Pity these people, these micro businesses who already struggle, all the garai they are running, let them make money. What is so wrong about that?
Bro, I think we are jumping the gun.
No, you
know why I'm saying jumping the gun?
It's wrong, it's cultural. So basically you're saying it should not happen. Right?
You know why I'm saying it's jumping the gun? Because up until the moment that we have this recording on 6th of May, Tourism Malaysia have not come up with any statistic. But yet, you have many people come up with statistics.
I've seen the videos. I've seen the garais with the Malays selling there. And I know they would have at least sold something. They would have made some money.
You've been in PR. You've been in PR, you've been in media.
So you're saying that those garais...
No, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I didn't say it doesn't exist. I'm just saying, just because you see there are garai, Now, have you go to Reddit and look for the thread where people talking about this festival and they complain? Those people who stay in the hotel nearby, where they complain about the noise. We stay in this 5-star hotel, 6-star hotel, and this is what we have to face, the loud music.
That is an isolated event, and that's part of it. For example, every Chinese New Year, there's fireworks. I stay up to 3-4 o'clock. My children don't sleep. But I say, tak apalah, it's once in a year.
Exactly, bro.
Hari Raya pun dia main.
It's easy for us to just frame it as, how about the pachik machik? How do you know, it's pachik machik?
Because I saw the videos.
Okay, how many vendors are there?
No, I don't know how many vendors, but I saw Malay people selling. I say, good for these people. They are already struggling. Micro businesses are struggling. Let them sell. You read this event. And then there are Malay DJs performing. Do you know how hard is it in the DJ entertainment world?
Bro.
Do you know there are some people who cannot put on table?
We're not.
Why not they put? And nothing bad happened. Nothing bad happened. It was just a fun event.
Bro, again, my question is very simple. I ask questions which I haven't get the answer right now, which is, whose culture is this? Because you asked me about, am I a culture policing, a moral policing? I'm not saying I'm a moral policing police whatsoever. I'm just asking a very simple question that I hope to get the answer from your audience that are going to watch this.
I think everyone will say that this is not a cultural event.
Okay, so that's why my question is
a concert a cultural event?
No, when I posting that, what do I say? What is the word
I can't remember what you said. You question whether is this our culture.
Even I question Halloween, right?
I agree with that. Yeah, that's not our culture. Right?
Why is not our culture?
Because Halloween is a cultural event. Answer my question.
Okay.
If I go watch Coldplay, is that a cultural event?
Sorry?
If I go and watch Coldplay, is that a cultural event?
Did I object to it?
No, I'm asking you, if I go and watch Coldplay in the stadium, is that a cultural event?
Is it a cultural event?
Is it a cultural event? I'm asking you.
No, is it a culture for us?
No. Their events have different categories, right?
Yeah.
You have all this.
But
I'm
I
asking
frame-
you.
but
Asim, come on, Firdaus. I'm asking you, if I went to a stadium and watched Linkin Park perform live, which I did in Stadium Merdeka many
Yeah.
years ago, is that
It's
a
not our
cultural event? No, it's not about whether it's our culture. Is that a cultural event?
it's not being framed as a culture event.
Of course, exactly.
Yeah.
If I go watch Kedah play Perlis in a stadium, is that a cultural event?
It's not a cultural event.
Exactly. It's a sporting event.
No.
So a rain rave event, you cannot ask which culture because it is not a cultural event.
We're not. The word culture itself have a different definition for different community. Let me tell you. You ask any Chinese, if they're being truthful, ask them, what is culture to them? Okay? They culture, I have wrote in my book. When a Chinese say that is culture, you have to understand. Even religious festival is a so-called culture for them.
Yeah,
Okay?
of course. Yeah.
这个是传统。
Even for Indians, Muslims,
Yes.
everyone, it's a cultural
So,
event.
No. But for the Muslim community, cultural is something that is not related to worship. Like for example, they wear baju Melayu. Is it culture?
Yes, culture.
But is it necessary for you to pray in baju Melayu? No.
No,
It's
it's culture.
not. So it's a culture. Okay? So it's a culture. So culture, for the Muslim community, culture and worship have a different definition. It's all in their very independent block. But whereas for Chinese, when they talk about culture, well, almost everything is culture. Even worshipping is culture.
Yeah, that's
Why?
different,
Yeah. So that is where I'm coming from. Is this you have the things that you're fighting for. I have this.
No, I'm not fighting for anything. I'm pointing out the sort of. I don't want to use the wrong word, but I'm just pointing out the whole situation here, whereby you are going to a cultural event that isn't a cultural event and questioning whose culture is this. That's like you going to Stadium Merdeka, Bukit Jalil, when say Malaysia plays England or whatever team and says whose culture is this?
Will they receive the same backlash? Just imagine. I'm trying to bring you, just hypothetically. Do you think we're going to receive the same backlash if the same event, same name, Rain and Rave, is organized indoor and somewhere else?
No.
Not the same.
My point is that it shouldn't even get any problem here. It's just in terms of Visit Malaysia 2026, it's being done. Now, let's move on.
I thought we were going to finish, bro. My daughter is waiting for me, bro.
Okay. I don't know.
It's not that I'm running away from all the 40 questions.
Fair enough. Okay, so give me two more questions.
One more question.
One more question.
We got
Okay.
one question going to drag for 10 minutes, man.
Okay, sorry. I apologize to your wife. Sorry. Okay. Do you agree that with those who condemn this event by using the label as maksiat? And if so, do you agree and believe that this event is haram?
What do you understand about I can answer. I can answer directly. But again, what people understand about maksiat is different. I give you an example first.
Sure.
I'm not running away. To give a clearer context. A lot of Malaysian non-Muslim, they understand wakaf as a gift from the government. But actually wakaf is not. A wakaf is where a Muslim give money, okay, and they will never expect any return to buy the land. So all this masjid is a wakaf land. Wakaf land is not given by the government. Wakaf land is given by individual, by a corporation. So a lot of people don't understand wakaf. Now, back in 2016-17, I went to 988 Chinese radio station to talk about halal. They didn't understand when I talk about halal, when I say, no, halal is not only food and drinks. It's not only F&B. Halal also means in terms of everything, including the word that you use. Is it halal or haram? The way how you work, is it halal or haram? The occupations, is it halal or haram? It encompasses every single thing.
So is this event haram?
Now, is this event, based on Islamic perspective, is it haram? With the free mixing, okay? With the free mixing like that, yes.
Which then means that
No,
nothing
you can
can run
bro,
in the country.
no, bro.
That means we can't do any business in this country.
No. This is voluntary.
Okay.
Voluntary. Pejabat Mufti Wilayah have also come out with their statement as well, condemning this program. So, yeah, as you say, agree to disagree.
So
respect our right to say it's haram without questioning our right to say it's haram.
No, I'm not questioning your right to say haram. I'm saying that that's why I asked you. I didn't ever say it's haram, but I asked you. The first question is: do you agree that this with the label maksiat that's used to represent this event?
Yeah, I agree.
But there's no immoral behavior.
How do you know? You were not there.
Name me one example. Do
No.
you know of any?
No.
Have you heard of anything?
Maksiat. You have. That's why I say
It's immoral behavior, lah.
We're not. When we say maksiat, it's not what is immoral to you.
No, I know that in Maksiat you have
Okay.
various categories disobedience to God and all that.
Let me ask you. For a non-Muslim, is it okay to hug each other?
It's weird.
No, it's a non-Muslim. Is it okay to hug each other as a couple?
I mean, if my wife,
just dating couple, not married yet.
I mean, it's wrong lah, but people do it lah. Come on,
But for
everybody
them,
does
it's
it.
become morally acceptable.
It's not acceptable, but it's just the norm. How can you? I mean,
Again.
it's not. We are old already lah. Don't talk about that lah.
No, you are old. I'm not old. Come on.
That's all kids doing. Malas aku nak cakap benda tu. Okay, okay. Let's end it with this. Yeah, because you have to go. I'm very sorry keeping you waiting. I'm sorry to your wife. I'm so sorry. But since
luckily I have already postponed my another appointment.
Okay.
If not, he's gonna kill me.
Okay, so if you say that by Islam this event is haram, that free mixing is wrong, then when
I see where this is going. Let's
so
go.
was KJ DJing an event? Was that haram?
Sorry?
Was KJ Kaijanuddin, he was DJing an
That's why
event?
you have received a lot of
No,
condemnations.
okay, has passed the Malaysian Islamic Party, whether knowingly or unknowingly, complicit in the organizing of water festivals that are haram.
Wait,
you say haram in those countries.
Can you please don't ask me questions related to PAS or UMNO or PKR or DAP because I'm not affiliated to them.
I'm asking for your opinion, but you can have an opinion.
Because if not, then again, this is PR. Then some people will go, this guy is from this guy is from. I'm not.
I'm not asking. No. I admit you're not, but I'm asking your opinion because you say that this rain rave is haram. That means the rain festival organized in Malacca by
just
by
for the matter of
is
fact,
haram also, right?
To answer this question, for the matter of fact, I have condemned a PAS Adun for participating in Songkran. I have condemned.
Okay, fine, Firdaus, but let's end it with this. Are these events held in Kedah? Now even apparently Terengganu wants to organize it as well. Their way, apparently. So I'm sure there won't be free mixing and all. But are these events that organized, are these like KJ DJing an event, are all those haram?
KJ, what did he do?
He does this DJing of events where people come mix together and have fun.
I didn't know about the event, so I don't want to comment on something. I know that he's DJing, but I do not see, I'm not there and I didn't investigate further, so I refuse to comment on things that I don't have much knowledge about. I can only talk about Rain and Rave so far, and I can talk about what happened in the Songkran festival, okay, which is a non-Muslim
But if you
festival.
deem it haram, then everything else is, right? By precedent.
Haram for us, not necessarily haram for you.
No, I'm asking you. You are the Muslim, not me. My opinion doesn't matter. I'm asking you.
As I say, if I were to deem it haram for the Muslim to participate, it's up to you what you want to do. It's just us, not you.
What do you mean, not me? As in me as a non-Muslim.
If I say haram for the Muslim to take corruptions, haram for the Muslim to drink alcohol, haram for the Muslim to eat pork, well, if you feel like you want to eat it and you want to do it, it's up to you. It's not me. I'm just giving a principle.
Asking your opinion.
No, that's my opinion.
So are you saying that the water festival organized in Malacca by the Malacca Expo is haram?
I don't know. I don't know about the event. I refuse to comment on things that I have no knowledge about.
Okay. So guys, that was Firdaus Wong again. Good spot. And firstly, big apologies.
1 hour, it become 2.5 hours. So Victor, we are about to beat that podcast. If we didn't stop it, I think we're going to pass 4 hours.
If you are his daughter, I apologize. It's my fault. He didn't do anything wrong. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Please share. Again, Firdaus, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Guys, please share your thoughts in the comment section. It's all about having robust discussions, a bit of fun, a bit of needling here and there. But please share your thoughts. We love to, and as always, we have many guests coming your way, guys. Stay tuned. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.
أنت وهاب العطايا